The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes! What a finish! The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins week 6. Maximum checkout. He's done it.
Someone whispered in my ear that I've won Group A.
For a comprehensive 4-1 win, and for Mervyn King.
Go for it. Oh, and you knew he was going to get it. Mervyn King!
I was happy to get the job done. Ball for a 164, and 164 is pinned, and there's a real spring in the double. 12 for a 141, and out in 12, and 141 is pinned. Well and truly lit.
108!
Hang about. It's getting ridiculous now.
And it's a very happy birthday. Another. Oh, yes. Double 12. Oh, my word. There's my 6 tops and gets tops. Double 16. That's more like it. Scintillating from Martin Turner.
But he's pulled it back all the way. But it's Dean that wins the race to the finish.
It's been a bumper day of darts here at the Modus Live Lounge in Portsmouth with the WADC Winmore Tour Championship finals this afternoon. But now attention turns back to the Modus Super Series, back to week 12 and to finals night, all live on Pluto TV. Hi there, good evening. Welcome along to another evening of Arrows action. And tonight we will fill the final spot at Champions Week. Plenty of drama to come, and with me in the studio this evening, two big names in the game. One of them's been playing here this week, former UK Open finalist Gary Mawson, former Premier League champion Glenn Durrant with us as well. Gary, before we start to focus on what's been happening today, let's just get a reflection on your week. How did you find the experience?
Oh, I had a fantastic week. Yeah, it had its ups and downs, but it was thoroughly enjoyable, and I look forward to possibly doing it again.
Yeah, I mean, there was one moment that we particularly enjoyed, and we're going to take a look at it now, actually. 3 darts in hand, 107. Just talk us through this.
It just happened because I had a poor turn the round before, and I said, I want to get this over with as fast as I can. The triple 19 went in beautifully. The bullseye followed it, and I was very, very happy about that.
Good time to bring in boring does, isn't it? We wouldn't catch you doing something like that.
Yeah, something I would recommend. But yeah, the frustration was there in the setup play. But yeah, it was a good moment for Gary.
Certainly is, and it's been a good moment actually for the Modus Super Series. We have launched in the USA on Pluto TV this week. Viewers in the US will be able to watch all the live action from finals night tonight, followed by Champions Week next week, then the ADC Global Championship and a special Double Trouble week coming up as well, along with plenty of exclusive content such as extended interviews, darts challenges, 24/7 darts available. It's an opportunity for the USA audience to watch as much darts as they want, and darts has been really growing, booming worldwide. Are you seeing a similar kind of boom in the USA?
Absolutely. Darts is growing everywhere, but we have the CDC, great organization. The WDF is experiencing a lot of events in America. People are chasing the points, and as you can see in the WDF rankings, a lot of Americans up near the top.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's great that dart players have opportunities, and we had a showcase of that this afternoon as well, didn't we, Glenn, with the WADC Championship Tour finals that were held here. How much did you enjoy what happened this afternoon?
Chris, I thought it was magnificent. The quarterfinals were brilliant. Names that maybe people may not know, they really shone. The cream did rise to the top with the final of Lisa Ashton, the 4 times champion of the world, against Gemma Hayter, who was going to be at Alexander Palace. It had a story in itself. It went the distance. Gemma Hayter retained the title. It was an excellent afternoon of darts.
Certainly was, and we will discuss both of those topics more throughout the evening. Laura Turner is joining us for part of our commentary team as well, but focus now turns to finals night, the last chance to get through to Champions Week. Let's introduce you to the 6 players doing battle this evening. The King is back, and he means business. He's won countless titles, including a week here in Series 10. Can he double his tally in Series 12? He's quick, he's fearless, and he's the youngest player to have ever played at the Live Lounge. Archie Self has had an impeccable week and looks to end it in style. Dean Finn finished as a runner-up of week 12 in the last series, where he lost out to the highest ever Saturday average. Can the Irishman go one further tonight? Tommy Lisman is into his 3rd finals night following a positive Group B campaign. He has 2 semi-finals to his name, but seeks his maiden title. Luxembourg becomes the 28th nation represented in finals night, as Jim Meyer has made it through to his first Saturday. Will he be the final player through to Champions Week? And Martin Turner made his 10th appearance this week, but he's still yet to lift the trophy. He'll hope that changes tonight as he completes the Week 12 lineup. Yeah, interesting lineup. The big story, arguably, has been the 16-year-old sensation, a story you've heard before here, isn't it? Archie Self, who had his birthday on Monday on his debut. Are you a part of the same group as him, Gary? What have you made of what he's done here this week?
He's an amazing kid. He's very exciting to watch. Great game, and I think he's got a lot of great ambitions, and he's gonna be successful.
Yeah, didn't take long to settle in, did he, Glenn?
Yeah, I had my reservations as well for a 16-year-old, but these young players, they've got no fear, and absolutely relished the opportunity. And his Group B campaign, 7 wins out of 8, was magnificent.
Yeah, that Group B campaign actually was fantastic. We can take a look at the table, which he topped. 3 players going through from Group B, Self joined by Dean Finn and Tommy Lisman. We'll stay with Dean Finn, Glenn, because he's had a semi-final, a final. He's hoping to go that one step further tonight.
Strangely, he plays his best dart here at the Modus Super Series. He doesn't always come into the best of form. At times this week, he was the best player here. He didn't sustain it at all times, but he has that real dynamic game inside of him, which is ideally suited for a Saturday night, in my opinion, and I'm keen to see how he plays tonight.
Yeah, and he has said that himself. We'll hear from him later on, that he does seem to feel different when he walks in this venue, and it brings out the best in him. Is that something that you experience yourself and other dart players, that just certain places make you play better?
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes it's just, I know I'm going to win because this is my home and I own the place. But other times it's not that simple, and it can get frustrating. But yes, I do understand that feeling.
In Group C, there was a bit of a three-way fight for qualification. Two of them going through. It was James Welding who missed out. Before we talk about the two players that go through, I just want to give some honourable mentions here. Roby John Rodriguez, who unfortunately had to withdraw. We wish him well. And his replacement, Adam Leake, won 4 out of 5 matches on his debut day. Great showing from him. But it was Martin Turner and Jim Meyer who managed to get through. And I know, Gary, that you've been particularly impressed with what you've seen from Jim.
Absolutely. Jim's a great guy. I thought his game was spectacular. He struggled with doubles early on, but he came back in Group C and owned it.
Yeah, certainly did. And again, has gone that step further after disappointment last time, putting it right and getting through to finals night for the first time.
And as a pundit, it's great to just at times say, I told you so. But I got it wrong with Jim. I said on Thursday that I didn't fancy his chances. Based on my knowledge of him, based on his stats coming into the competition, boy, has he proved me wrong. He's been excellent this week. Big score has been the foundation. And as Gary alluded to, they found his doubles in Group C.
You did say that you fancied Martin Turner's chances, though. You proved right by him.
A strange one, Martin. I tell you, for his first 2 games each day, he was absolutely brilliant. He's one of those rhythmical players where if he gets the feel of the dart in his hand, you can see him manoeuvring around the board. He's as good as anybody. Fatigue kicked in. He's not that match sharp. He hasn't been playing as much darts of late, and that showed a little bit later in his games. The adrenaline will be flown tonight. Again, he's one to keep an eye on.
Earlier in the week, Mervyn King managed to book his place at finals night once again by winning Group A. It was a really interesting story, actually, between the boy who would be king in Archie Self, 16 years of age, and then Mervyn King, so much experience topping that group. Gary, look, sitting 6th in the table, but I do have to inform you that 12 points for a 6th place is a bit of an anomaly here. That's very rare to get that number of wins and finish bottom. So hopefully you can take some positives out of that campaign.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a very close group, and I lost a few 4-3s, and it could have changed it a little bit. But I'll take the positives and go, next time I'm here, maybe I can do a little bit better. I've
got to be careful how I phrase this question to both of you, but Mervyn King is showing that the more experienced players can still do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, age is no barrier is a term that we've used a few times this week, and he is the headline act this week. He did win Group A, even the 20 points that he had. He did lose his final 2 games once he had qualified. I mean, it's great to see him here as well tonight. I mean, he's such a wonderful CV, and he'll go into tonight as favourite.
Yeah, he certainly does go through as favourite. We can show the odds. He has been favourite all week. Now, you've been in amongst it, Gary, with all of these players this week. The bookies kind of have it as a 2-horse race between King and Self. Do you agree with that, or do you think that the others could really upset the apple cart a little bit?
To a point, I agree, but Jim at 6-1 at the long shot, I can see him doing some things tonight and mixing it up with everybody.
Glenn?
I haven't been wrong this series, Chris.
Did you say so yourself?
Yeah, I haven't been wrong this one. So, I've sat in this chair and give a name, and this time I'm going to go with Dean Finn.
Anyone who is having a bet on the Super Series, please gamble responsibly. It's 18+, gambleaware.org. Let's show you the groups and see if that maybe changes any opinions at all. Mervyn King in Group 1 with Dean Finn and Martin Turner. Group 2, Archie Self, Jim Meyer and Tommy Lisman. Is there any player that you fear for tonight, Glenn, based on what group they're in?
No, is the pretty short answer, in the sense that I think all 6 can win it tonight. I mean, we've come into some Saturday nights where there's the real headline act, and I just feel like it's a real open night tonight.
Gary, and for you, any player that you really do expect to at least be making it through to the semi-finals?
I feel like the kid's going to do it. I think Archie's going to get there, and I'm pretty sure Jim will as well. I think it's going to be an exciting night.
And just finally, Glenn, it's the last one before Champions Week. So whoever wins could be playing Monday. They certainly will be playing next week. And different situations for different players. Some of them, this will be the last thing they play in this year. If it is Mervyn King, what preparation for the World Championship?
Yeah, I had a little chat with him. He did a little bit of commentary work this week, and he says that is the plan. It's not ideal, week 12, in a sense that how do you prepare for next week, but just getting into Champions Week is what it's all about.
Well, Mervyn King is in action in the opening match of the night. He takes on Martin Turner. And before we get the darts started, let's hear from both men. Martin, welcome to finals night. Just give us your assessment of your campaign this week.
Well, obviously delighted to get through, which is the main thing. So I seem to make an habit of messing it up when I'm down here somehow. But Yeah, patches I played really, really well. I threw some really good stuff, and those patches not so good, but yeah, I'm reasonably happy with what I've thrown.
You're saying patches, but from the outside looking in, you seem to be the most consistent player in that group. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, yeah. I think, obviously, last game yesterday, it was all done and dusted by then, so that wasn't too clever. But yeah, I think most of the week, or 2 days, I've played really well, yeah.
Do you feel there is a change of gear needed tonight, however, with the likes of Mervyn King, Archie Self, etc.?
There's always a change of gear needed on Saturday night. Always a change. It's not so much a change of game, maybe, you just cut the mistakes out. You can't afford a mistake. And that's the key.
And obviously your first opponent tonight is Mervyn King. He's
Yeah.
now preparing for the World Championship. For you, if you were to win tonight, straight into Champions Week as well. So is this really going to be defining of your season in a way to see if you can win tonight and get through?
Yeah, massively. I didn't do much travelling in the summer, so I didn't get to Lakeside Spot. And I've only just started playing again, really, in the last month or so. Darren Johnson got me back out there and travelling. I've had a bit of a reset. I've watched myself back from here that I've never done before and done a bit of research. I've changed my darts to what I was using similar to a couple of years ago. And yeah, so far it's going well. I've thrown really well this week. I'm feeling good, feeling confident. Here to win.
Well, it's worked so far. Hope it continues tonight. Good luck.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Mervyn, back at finals night here at the Modus Super Series. Winner of Group A, how do you feel the campaign went for you?
In Group A, I don't know. Feels a bit under power, to be fair. Been playing a lot better than that. But I've done enough. Won Group A, come up here tonight, not throwing for 2 days, not feeling fantastic at the moment. But we've still got time to get them going. They're okay. They're not brilliant, but they're okay. So we'll see what happens.
You've had, obviously, the opportunity to cast your eye over the rest of the field. You joined us for a bit of commentary and punditry last night. I mean, you played a lot of them in Group A as well. It's a strong group there, isn't it?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, as I said last night, I'm under no illusions. If we turn up there and don't play properly, I ain't going no further. Simple as. I mean, Martin Turner's a fantastic player. I see Dean play last night. Another fantastic player. So, you know, I've got to turn up and I've got to play properly. I've got to play well.
How have you enjoyed the experience this year? Obviously, for decades you've been playing on the Pro Tour. This year it's been challenged to playing here at the Super Series. Obviously got a place at the World Championship coming up. Have you enjoyed this year in general?
It's been different. It's been an eye-opener. To be fair, I've had more opportunities this year than ever before. I've been so busy, it's been unbelievable. You know, you're talking seniors when it was on, you're talking Modus, you Challenge Tour, and there's other stuff, but I haven't got time to play other stuff, you know. It is absolutely full on.
And there's a lot of boxes ticked. What would it mean for you to tick this particular box and be lifting that trophy at the end of the night?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be fantastic. I've done it before. Be lovely to do it again. Puts me into next week, which presents me with another problem. I need to find a laundrette to sort my clothes out.
I'm sure Henry Deacon will do your washing. Good luck, Mervyn.
Cheers, thank you.
Right now, Mervyn is too busy winning. And
Game shot on
game.
the match.
It's his favourite double on the board.
What a
Game shot on the
finish!
match. Mervyn King.
Just go out there and give it 100% on every single dart. Watch out.
Bullseye.
Game shot
Oh,
on the sixth
my
leg.
word!
Mervyn King.
What a shot!
Game shot on the match. It's the king, Mervyn King.
He certainly is. Mervyn King looking to pick up a second title on the Modus Super Series stage. Started the year by getting through to Champions Week. Can he end the year in the same fashion? Ahead, of course, of the King's visit to the Palace. Mervyn securing a place at the PDC World Darts Championship. What preparation this could prove to be for the 59-year-old from Bradwell. Bags of experience. Martin Turner 56 years of age from York. Twice he's made it to the final, but is yet to taste success at the Live Lounge. Will tonight be his night? They say every dog has its day. Well, those who know his nickname think that it could be his day this evening. Right, Glenn Durrant has now made his way to the commentary box to describe tonight's action, where he is joined by Laura Turner. Laura, very good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Good evening to you too. Well, 11 places have been confirmed already for Champions Week. Only one place remains, and there's 6 players that have come down from the 12 that originally started on Monday, and it all comes down to this evening. Paul Hinks will be your referee for the action tonight.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First,
And I think, Glenn, listening to you talking to Chris, it's a very difficult night to call once again.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Laura, but I think all 6 have got a big chance. Of course, Mervyn King is the headline act. He's got such a decorated career. He's back at Alexander Palace for the first time in 3 years. And he goes into it, but he's already wincing. I just noticed when he got onto the stage there, he's had the couple of days of, well, he said he didn't want to do nothing.
100.
So he did a little bit of punditry work just to sort of keep him going. I didn't particularly like his interview. It didn't give me a great deal of confidence. Sometimes I wish he'd just be a little bit more positive, but that's sometimes Mervyn just being Mervyn.
96.
But I still feel, despite the fact that some cracking players, it's still his to lose.
Yeah, and Martin Turner, no stranger to the Modus Live Lounge, no stranger to the Super Series, has made it through to finals night previously, has been a runner-up on a couple of occasions, and it was interesting to hear Mervyn say that he knows the threat that Turner can cause. Had a quick look at their match histories, just to see if they played each other. Back to 2009 and 2011 on the Pro Tour. I think a lot of people forget that Martin Turner was a player that had a tour card for a few
83.
years.
Yeah, that's often as a pundit and a commentator where you go to is to have a look at the head-to-head. So I did chuckle at how long they've known each other. Listen, if we look at the group phase, Martin Turner blasted through the first few games in Group C. So early doors in competitions, he's looked absolutely superb. He has just died off a little bit, so maybe Mervyn's got Martin Turner at the wrong time.
134.
And once again, that free-flowing throw that he has, he is already down after 12 darts to a potential 14 darter. King on the big one. What a dart that is. This is incredible.
129.
Bit off the mark when it came to the bullseye, but it pressures this 53 for Turner. It's an early break opportunity, and it's 2 at tops. Only the one required, and Martin Turner off to another strong start.
Second leg, Martin to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, and that's what can often frustrate you for Martin Turner, but he can demonstrate by
81.
playing over a longer period of time and keep it going. I mean, any man who can win the Isle of Man Open and the Welsh Open in the same year has to be doing, because they are a war of attrition. They really are. The perfect start. We nearly had the brilliant Big Fish. Like I said, Mervyn looks a little uncomfortable up there. You're just sort of wincing after that 170. So I'm just wondering if that's given a little bit of light relief to Martin Turner. But this is set up nicely.
85.
Yeah, if Mervyn King is to be victorious here once again, the only player out of the 6 to have won a weekly title here. And he's going to have to break the curse which has plagued everyone
44.
who has won Group A throughout Series 12. Not one of them has gone on to win. So it's interesting to hear that he was trying to do something with those couple of days off.
I think that's a statistic he doesn't know, because I think he'd have added that to his interview as well. But hasn't Turner started really well? Already around the 105 average mark at the moment.
82.
We saw some really good stuff as well from Mervyn King, but going back to what you were mentioning about the interview, I think that's very much Mervyn King's persona, because actually he kicked off on
45.
Tuesday with 111 average. We saw some very, very good stuff from Mervyn King indeed, and to win Group A in the style that he did, he won it with games to spare.
But what did he say after the 111 average? Rather than showcase it, he just said, yes, but why did I average mid-80s in my next game? So it's almost like he's always looking for a negative when he should be to the positive. Doesn't look very happy at the moment. And Martin Turner, he'll be just double checking what he needs from here.
58.
I think that's about the
Moving
best
to
dart,
card,
the sensible. It leaves the
153.
2-darter. King's already in an attempt at the 170.
Yeah, now it's the 153 and a slip with the first up.
81. Matuka 98.
Just keeps this leg interested, and Turner's that free-flowing player. These darts will be going all around the dartboard, and that's what he does so well. And as a player stood behind him, it can be so off-putting because
Third leg moving to throw first. Game on.
he's just manoeuvring around the board with this grace and this elegance. He's got a few supporters there with just a little nod of the head. Turner looks good.
60.
Not you, Laura.
Ah, thanks, Glenn. Well, I'll tell you what does look good is that 2 from 2 from Martin Turner. Perfection on the outer ring so far.
45.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I felt it was an open week, the frustration is really evident, is that there's only Merv King who's won a week here out of the 6 players. And if Merv continues to demonstrate this disappointment,
30.
we could be looking at a brand new winner. And maybe Archie Self is on the tongue of most people.
44.
Some Mervyn King supporters. That's Lauren Salter. She was here supporting Joe Locke this afternoon at the WADC.
Yeah, as you touch on that as well, what a magnificent afternoon of darts.
140.
I have to say that is the best session of darts I've seen at the Modus Super Series for a long, long time. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and very well supported as well. A lot of the
81.
players that were present making their way back here to watch this evening's action.
$59.
The problem here for Mervyn King is even if you do lose that first match, it's not necessarily a disaster, but what is difficult is to try and mitigate a 4-0, a 4-1 loss, because then you're very much dependent on other results. So if you're going to lose, you want to lose small, but obviously from Turner's point of view, if you can win big, you've almost got 1 foot into the semi-finals.
Absolutely.
100.
But once again, King is just finding that treble with the last dart. He's put himself in a good position here. It's almost just when you think that you've got Martin Turner,
58.
he'll pull out a really big score. But it's advantage Merv King from here. Time on his side. 12 darts. Again, this time no reaction. So 88 points left.
40.
He's making hard work of it, Laura.
He really is, and a 2-treble visit here will put all the pressure on King, and there's the first 2. Sets up beautifully.
168.
Oh, why not use 3 trebles?
72.
Yeah, that is just Martin Turner in 3 darts there. Just when you think you've got him, this 72 was looking really inviting. Now, quite simply, this tops is a must hit.
52. Matuka 8.
That was Mervyn King's second shot at
He
a
shot the
finish.
third leg, Martin Turner.
He's not getting back again in this leg.
Fourth leg,
That's
Martin
what
to
Turner's
third
done
first.
so
Game
well.
on.
He's just restricted the opportunities that Mervyn King has had at a double. It was 1 dart at bullseye off the back of the 170, and then that 1 dart there.
100.
And just reiterating the message you stated earlier, Laura, a 4-0 defeat here for Merv King is then dependent on Turner
140.
beating Dean Finn to set up a straight shootout, because he won't want to be looking at legs different in that situation.
57.
No, that Turner-Finn match will be the third one of this evening's session. So Mervyn King going into match 5 will know exactly what the situation is.
24.
And that is disastrous.
Well, he was wincing, like I said, from the first start. The last thing he probably needed was a bounce out there, because Paul Hinksway ain't going for it.
100.
Yeah, King, in all sorts of bother, came into this evening's finals as the firm favourite.
100.
Can he find a couple of trebles here?
when you walk into the venue,
54.
you can look at a strategy, you can look at ways that you're hoping to the night to start, but a 4-0 victory, you're in dreamland. Merv King is playing so well, Laura. I think that's probably what's hurting
45.
Merv more than anything. He knows he's playing really good darts. This is what could have gone wrong in this game, has gone wrong.
Yeah, you just look at the stats of the week, and okay, he played just in the Group A sessions, but 15 matches played and average just under 90 for the 3 days. Quite a way off the mark in this match.
78. Mazukar 94.
So options here for Martin. He is quite a old-fashioned thrower, but no consideration of starting off in the bullseye. That would effectively
70.
guaranteed him a dart at the bullseye,
114.
but he's clearly got second best, and for the second time, it has to go for King.
Treble 18. Can't find it, so Martin Turner's 3 from 3 on his doubles, and it looks like he may not allow Mervyn King back to the oche.
43. Mazukar 24.
The favourite for the competition is really up against it, because Martin Turner's won the opening game by 4 legs to 0. It's a dream start for the man from York. Always the sportsman is Merv. The last thing he wants to do is look at the camera. Really? I like that, is what he says there. But for Martin Turner, you can see the joy. But what a start to this night that we've labelled a really open night. The favourite Mervyn King loses the opening game by 4 legs to 0. The other player that we're talking about, he's up next. It's Ashley Self against Tommy Lisman. That game is after this.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yeah. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title
It's been some start here at finals night of week 12 as the favourite to win the week, Mervyn King, beaten 4-0 by Martin Turner in the opening match of Group 1. King is going to have to come back later this evening if he's going to turn things around. But Group 2 is our next port of call, and there has been a lot of talk about a 16-year-old sensation who enjoyed his birthday on his debut here on Monday. Archie Self made it through to finals night, going through Group B alongside his opponent in his opening match, Tommy Lisman, and I spoke to both players a little earlier on tonight. Tommy, welcome to finals night. How would you sum up your performances the last couple of nights to get here?
Not very good until the last game. I'm trying, and I've done enough. I've done enough to win games. I haven't played anywhere near as well as I can, as well as I've played all year, as well as I've played the last few times I've been here. But the aim is Saturday. It's always Saturday. I'm here. And yeah, let's go tonight.
Is there something in it? I know people sort of say this quite often, that not playing well but winning matches is actually a sign of strength.
Yeah, it is. And you would rather not play very well and win 5 games than play outstanding and lose 5 games. So I'm doing enough to win. I just wanted to be here tonight. I'm at the stage now where it's disappointing when I don't make it to a Saturday. So that is always the goal. It's the first goal. Just do enough to get to Saturday. I'm not bothered where I finish, who I play. Just get here, and then it's 6 players, 1 winner.
And it's the last regular week of the year here, straight into Champions Week. If you do win it, what an end to 2025 that could be.
It will be amazing. It will just sum up the year I've had all year. I've had a fantastic year. It's dipped a bit at the back end, but this could put it right. This could really, really put it right.
Interesting group that you're in, 16-year-old sensation Archie Self. We've heard that story here before. There's a bit of a buzz around him. Is that kind of on the mind of anybody else, or are you all just focused on what you're doing?
I don't think it is. I mean, he keeps beating me, so I'd like to put it right tonight. But no, I don't think it is. He's another fantastic player, but there's 6 fantastic players in there, and I don't think anybody would fear anybody. If anything, you'd fear Merv, but we don't. I don't think anybody thinks that when they come here. You just, you're good enough to be here, they're good enough to be here. That's the best man on the night.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thanks for talking to us.
No worries, thank you.
Archie, it all started on Monday here, your 16th birthday, playing at the first available opportunity. First of all, how much have you enjoyed it?
Oh, it's been brilliant. I've loved every minute of it. I mean, I've made so many new friends here, and it's been brilliant.
How would you assess the way the week's gone?
Yeah, I mean, it's been well. Monday, Tuesday I was played all right, but just unfortunate to get results. And then the last 3 days have been brilliant. Just losing 1 game, I think it's been fantastic.
Yeah, particularly your performances in Group B to get here. You've really kind of set a few sort of benchmarks that a few players in that practice room might be just having the back of their mind tonight. Do you think that can just give you a little bit more of an edge this evening?
Hopefully. I mean, the players in my group I've got an advantage over. Obviously, 2. I beat Jim twice out of the 3 this time, and Tommy yesterday, and obviously Thursday 2 out of 2. So hopefully.
And sharing the stage with a legend like Mervyn King, there were some great moments with him earlier this week as well. To be just in the company of him, you're the 2 favourites to win this evening. What's that like to be sort of mentioned in the same breath as someone like that?
Oh, it's fantastic because he's been there and done it, and especially playing against him all from Monday to Wednesday, it's been fantastic.
And I know you'll have a little bit of support now. We've got a live crowd in, obviously, on a Saturday night. What would it mean to you to come and have the instant impact and be lifting that trophy in front of them?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. I mean, it'll be up there with the Lakeside Trophy, so hopefully I can do it tonight.
Well, good luck, enjoy it, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
And it's the ball for a 164, and 164 is pinned. There's a real spring in the step of Archie Self.
The bullseye is there to be hit, and the bullseye is hit. What a brilliant finish of Archie Self. And look at the smile, you couldn't wipe it off his face.
Yeah, Archie Self, the youngest player to set foot on the Super Series stage. And the most famous Super Series story, of course, started with a 16-year-old debutant that has gone on to conquer the world of darts. But Archie, well, he is making it all about himself this week, isn't he? No comparisons needed. His first task is to try and topple Tommy Lisman, the 30-year-old thrower from Hull. And guiding you through this one, it's the selfless Laura Turner alongside a man who's used to talking about self, Glenn Durrant.
Now then, Chris. But absolutely, again, looking forward to this one because there was two players we were really sort of talking about. The bookies felt that it was a two-horse race for Merv King and Archie Self. But what a surprising opening result of the night. A 4-0 defeat for Merv King has really probably
96.
affected the players' area. There'll be plenty of chatter in there about exactly what's happened there, because I like the interview with Tommy Lisman, and he openly said, well, if there's one player that could scare them, it is Merv King. And I particularly highlighted in Archie Self's interview that he'd already realised that the players in this group too, he's already played and beat this week, so he seems very, very mature, Laura.
140.
Very mature indeed, and not just in the way that he conducts himself in interviews, but the way that he conducts himself on the stage as well.
56.
Seen some really good stuff from Archie Self. You can carry that confidence, can't you? When you know that you've played players and you've got the better of them on a couple of occasions, like he has with Tommy Lisman.
20.
You can carry that into the finals night.
Well, it's a hard enough task beating Archie Self with 3 darts, never mind just one.
100.
2 bounce outs there from Tommy, who actually started this match quite well. I've put Tommy in the bracket, Laura, where just keep an eye on him because he's very, very difficult to read.
59.
I think the fact he's not playing as much darts at the moment, but he also has that self-confidence, that bullish attitude where he said he knows on his day he can beat absolutely
100.
everybody.
That's your car, 132.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that at all. Well, the champagne shot was on, but the slip with the first means Tommy Lisman
86.
has a chance here. Climb the ladder for the 120.
Yeah, no reaction there, but he'd be seething
44.
inside.
That's your car, 46. Getting shot on the first leg, Archie
Yeah, no
Self.
mistake there from Archie Self, taking the opening leg.
Second leg, Tommy to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, I thought it was a great chat with Gary Mawson as well. I thought he spoke very eloquently and it was nice to sort of hear him. And one thing he really highlighted about Archie was
97.
About his skills and abilities, was highlighting his finishing as well. And it just looked very, very straightforward, that finish
99.
there. He looks nice and settled, he really does. What a story this potentially could be at the end of tonight.
60.
Yeah, just having a quick look at the finishing stats, and 35% for the week. And remember, he's played in every session.
58.
Playing every day. Went from Group A, finished second. Actually went through the card on the Wednesday.
58.
Yeah, he was excellent. He never looked like losing a game on that first night of Group B. And we can look at all the statistics in the world, Laura, and everyone, the majority of them is topped by Mervyn King. There's just something about the qualification process at Modus Super Series, and it just feels like a different competition come Saturday night.
Well, essentially it is, because it's your last chance, and although there is the round robin stage, it's a very short version of it. And Archie Self ploughing into the Lisman throw with a max.
Our first max of the night.
Archie car 87.
You look at the 17s. So it's bullseye.
62. Tommy car 119.
It's double 13. Interesting, he walks across the hockey there to hit that double 13.
106.
A wonderful effort and a very tricky finish. The single to double was absolutely hit perfect with himself in the first leg.
9. Tommy car 13.
Big chance to double his lead. Come and gone for Archie Self, and it's double 6 for Tommy Lisman.
7. Archie car 16.
Strange all start to the night.
No score. Tommy O'Carr 6.
Where do we go from here, Laura? Is he going to go direct on this double three? His head will be a little bit of a mush at the moment for two reasons. He's getting opportunities, and the fact that Archie's not playing so well also.
16.
What a mess to the end of this leg.
Shake of the head there from Archie Self, but the slide across the hockey's done the trick, and he does go 2-0 up.
Good luck, Archie, to throw first. Game on.
I agree, that was a strange conclusion to leg number 2.
I don't know about you, Laura. I just find that Lisman's a real enigma. He's got so much talent as well. It wouldn't have surprised me as if he just blew everybody away tonight. I think he's got that type of game in him. He's very, very difficult to read. That is it smiles there, but it smiles of frustration because it really should be 1-1.
Yeah, and Lisman himself's had 9 dart success here at the Super Series.
63.
There's another dart on the floor, and now it's really affecting Tommy Lisman. A big reaction there, and that exasperated look all across his face.
Yeah, if you said to Tommy that Archie will be averaging 70 after 2 legs, he'd have said, thank you very much. There's an awful lot of pressure gone on to Archie as well, based on the fact it's his 16th birthday. We've highlighted that fact. He's a precocious young talent. And I think he'll settle. I do think he'll settle. I saw that with Charlie Manby 2 weeks ago, where he just didn't look like the same player.
83.
Once they got through the group, he just became that player. Maybe that's what Archie's going through at the moment.
81.
And he's making better strides in leg number 3. Yeah, I agree. When you're coming out here at finals night, and it's the first time that Archie Self would have been playing here in front of a crowd. I know he has won big titles and big tournaments, and that is a big tops to go within 1. You wouldn't have said at the beginning of the night that potentially the first 2 games, if Archie Self can see off this leg, would have gone 4 legs to 0.
Yeah, we've just got a little camera angle as well. I think it's a real family affair with Archie. He was using the term we an awful lot instead of I. I think a big part of the success for Archie is just having the family and the support he'll need in going forward. You can just see a very proud dad there.
43.
There he is. Must be a very proud moment watching your sibling.
97.
And a very talented one at that.
$60.
You sense that this is a real opportunity for Archie Self to give himself 1 foot into the semi-finals, because Lisman not able to find anything in response. He's had 5 darts at a double, and I think just those consecutive misses and chasing it around the board has really affected him.
54.
Well, he has left the big fish, Archie. It hasn't been the most spectacular game, but it's all about getting the 2 points in this round-robin phase.
134.
Might not have got the big fish, but that is beautiful set-up play for Archie Self. And Lisman not able to convert the 115.
43.
Incredible start to the night with Merv King losing the opening game by 4 legs to 0. An awful lot of talk about Archie Self. Roles reversal, one-way traffic. Archie Self wins his opening game by the same scoreline, 4 legs to 0. It really was a slow burner, hence the reason Tommy Lisman is off the hockey very quickly, and them numbers tell everything. Archie Self, this precocious 16-year-old talent, is up and running. We go back to Group 1. It's the return of Martin Turner against Dean Finn.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Gay wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
Have a look at some of the American players that have played here over the course of the last 6 months.
It's very upright player. That really short pullback, there is hardly any pullback. It's a real fast release through, and then that arm, that follow through at the end, where he's just trying to ensure that that dart is straight. I think there's an overemphasis on making sure that the finger is down at the end, because he's just trying to get a really straight follow through. It's almost held out to the side slightly. A lot of players, they like it right up in front of their face, whereas Gary's almost got a slightly bent arm round, but you know, we know what he's done over the years, and he uses it to good effect. The first thing you notice is the alignment. You've got that foot, it's dead centre of the hockey. You've got the back foot almost perfectly in line, just a slight bend in the hips, and then you've got the counter with the arm, as you say, slightly out, and then that hand right in the middle, exactly where his foot is, so he pulls it back. But yeah, it does go lower. Again, another one that doesn't go to the eye line, but just pulls it down slightly lower.
Our experts here have been breaking down the throws of American aces featuring the likes of Gary Mawson and Adam Savada, and that show will premiere straight after the live finals night here at the Super Series 1 for our US audience. Well, tonight here at the Modus Super Series, it's been all about whitewash wins. The King was overthrown 4-0 to Martin Turner in that one, and then Archie helped himself to a 4-0 victory over Tommy Lisman. Turner returns then needing just one leg to secure his semi-final spot. He takes on the Irishman Dean Finn, who came very close to qualifying for Champions Week last time he was here, and he's hoping to go one better this time around. Dean, back here at finals night, look, this time last series you came agonisingly close. How excited are you to have the opportunity to take that further step tonight?
Yeah, well, the first 2 times I was here, I was semi-final runner-up. Last time I was kind of Danny just danced all over me. I don't think anyone expected that, but well, not to expect. It was just how we played. It was just kind of didn't give me a chance. But hopefully tonight goes one bit better.
You've played some great stuff here each time you've been. What is it about this place that seems to bring out the best in you?
I don't know. To be honest, all year I've actually been struggling. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just every time I walk through that door, like I was struggling. Last week I played at Hornwood. I got beat in the second round. And I played poor in the game I won. Then I played poor in the game I lost. And I was actually coming over thinking, Jesus, this time it's going to be different. I need to do something. But as soon as I come in the door and you come through, you sign in and just your first start on the practice board, it's just different. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's more focus and all that, but that's what it is.
Close to a perfect leg earlier this week as well. I mean, this could turn out to be a very, very successful week for you, couldn't it, with Champions Week around the corner?
Yeah, well, just the 9-yarder, I think more importantly was hitting that double three to win the match. Because Johan was close on my tail. We were even enough at that stage. So that's what you see when I missed it. I was annoyed for a second. When I got back to the table, I said, right, relax here, just hit this. And then it was all right, so.
If you do win, what would it mean to be doing that on that stage? I know you've got some family here as well. What would it mean to you to be celebrating with them tonight?
I don't know, there'll probably be some tears. Just 'cause I wanted so much, that's it. But I don't know, I don't even look that far ahead. I say every time I'm coming over, anybody says to me, how do you think you get on? I say, I think I'll win. But when I get here, it's still just one game at a time, and that's the way I'll go.
Well, we'll let you go and prepare. Good luck. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
talking to us.
But he's pulled it back all the way.
Good start.
Game shot in the first leg.
Good start. The first one was at tops.
Game shot on the
This one's in
third leg.
tops. He will not come back. That
Fifth leg.
is what Dean Finn can do.
Finn.
Dean Finn
Game shot.
crosses the line. We are seeing the quality in this leg, aren't we? Aren't we? Oh, yes, we are.
Shot on the man.
Is it going to be Finn for the win this time around, or will Martin Turner get the job done? Doesn't even need to win. Such was the dominance of his display in his opener against Mervyn King. A 4-0 victory there, meaning that Martin Turner is just a leg away from making it through to the semi-finals tonight. And if Turner were to win this week, the field for Champions Week would be a third full of Yorkshiremen. The Irishman, Dean Finn, standing in his way. But yet Martin Turner from York looking to join Carl Wilkinson, Tom Sykes and last week's winner Charlie Manby from the county of Yorkshire in qualifying for the Series 12 Champions Week. Only a leg away then. Dean Finn, though, beginning his campaign on finals night here. As he mentioned himself, he's been getting closer. Is tonight the night that he takes that next step? Let's find out in the company of Laura and Glenn.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Two players who produced, at times in the group phase, some scintillating darts. Dean Finn missing double 12 for a 9 darter was a particular highlight, but he had a couple of games where he was just looking brilliant. And when he left day one with only 4 points, it was a real head-scratcher. And very similar to Martin Turner, he was incredible in Group C for the first couple of games, just like he was in his opening game against Mervyn King. That was the big surprising result. The first match of tonight, the headline act of Mervyn
Ladies and
King.
gentlemen, first leg, Martin to through first. Game on.
The choice for many people, losing 4-0 has made this Group 1 very, very interesting. Martin Turner cannot not get out of this group unless it's via a 9-dart challenge. Just needing the one leg against someone, I think, is a very talented player. I liked his interview there, a lot of positivity. And I like the fact, Laurie's saying that he plays his best darts on that stage.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of players that will say the same thing. And I also think it's really important. You can see the importance that he puts in this particular tournament. And you understand why a lot of players have said the same thing. He came so close in Series 11.
100.
And the fact that he's got support here, family that have come over. And actually, we were talking about something very similar this afternoon, that when you do have that support, yes, it's vital, yes, it's important,
59.
but it can bring its own additional pressure.
Yes, Gemma Hayter was sensational this afternoon, and the pressure being that I reckon she could fill this venue out 2 or 3 times much as the support that she has locally.
167.
Once again, no surprise to many. Martin Turner out the traps incredibly quick.
32.
Of course, until I highlight it. The good news for Turner is Finn way back.
$125. Maduka 135.
Oh, despite the 125, Martin Turner still afforded at least 6 from this position.
110.
So it looks like there is going to be pressure on this 25. It can be a real feast or famine when you're
85.
a supporter of Martin
Maduka,
Turner.
25.
Sometimes it can make this game look ridiculously easy. Is it going to be one of those moments? It's double 12.
13. Dinuka,
You just have to wonder, 1 dot in hand, when you had ball left, would it have been better to have just laid up and had 3 at the outer ring? That's desperately unlucky, just clips the north side of the treble 19 wire.
49. Maduka 12.
So another chance for Martin. Remember, just needing the 1 leg for qualification.
Getting
There it is. We have our first
Martin
semi-finalist.
Turner.
And that semi-finalist from Group
Sam
1
McDean to through first. Game
is
on.
Martin Turner.
Yeah, it's a relatively tentative start from the players that have been on the back foot in the opening matches. Mervyn King
61.
just way off what we've seen in terms of his scoring power throughout this week, and the same with Tommy Lisman.
140.
It was very similar to the last time I was here, and then Charlie Manby decided to go absolutely crazy in the semi-final with a 109 average. And that's why I love the format on the Saturday night. These round robins, these group phases, they're brutal. You can do a Merv King and cruise through Group 8, and then he'll be sat there thinking, now come on Martin Turner, because all he can pray for now is for Martin Turner to beat Dean Finn, to set up Merv King versus Dean Finn as a winner takes all. And that first dart, Laura, is the dart that I was seeing an awful lot from Dean, and I think that's a crucial one. And you know, we see it an awful lot. These elite players, that first dart merchant, and that's something that Finn needs to sort out tonight if he's going to go deep.
He's definitely looked more accurate when it comes to finding that treble 20 first dart. As the first one goes wild, and it's actually a good adjustment with the second.
85. Maduka 136.
A very simple throw, whereas Martin Turner's all about that rhythm. He's rocking and rolling. He's looked good this week. He said he's not match sharp. He's gone back to some really old darts. Turner's put himself in a good position. Will he come back? As Dean Finn will look at treble 17 for the big 18. It's 1 dart at tops.
35. Maduka 40.
And how costly will that miss prove to be? Because Martin Turner gave us a bit of a doubling masterclass in his match against Merv King. Yeah, it was close, but not quite.
20. Dinuka 40.
Some of the angles the darts are going in, the very Martin Turner darts, that tiny flight. He thought the second dart was in. It's given Dean Finn an opportunity. An opportunity takes. Will level off the 2 legs. Didn't have to give himself a whack on the head as well. Who did that recently with blood coming down the head? Was it Michael Smith?
Yeah, Michael Smith. And you did get players that aren't
60.
They like to tell themselves off. It's a way of getting the adrenaline pumping. It's a way of just refocusing. Although this is short in terms of the race to 4, you know, once you're up there, there is no coming off the stage. There, you know, if things aren't going well, you have to try and find a way of correcting it whilst you're still on the stage.
Yeah, I had a good conversation with Henry this week
59.
regarding it. It's where, look, there's times this week where people were 3-0 down and they're almost looking around the venue, because if there's one thing that is fantastic as a dartler, it's a very individual sport.
43.
But you'll see so many players looking over to family and friends as we look at Eleanor Kearns. I mean, she's getting all shy now. She was on the stage earlier, playing beautifully.
134.
Oh, it's great to see Eleanor back in here. But yeah, I agree. I'm not sure why she's covering her face because we've seen it all this afternoon.
96. $42.
I think I'd hate to be a follower of Martin Turner because your head would be in your hands because you just don't know if he's going to go 180, 180 or just be flinging them all over the board. That is better from Dean Finn. A really super solid maximum there. He's making his move.
58.
And this will not
42.
be fun watching for Mervyn King, who sat out in the practice room. He'll be hoping that Martin Turner can get the job done here against Dean Finn.
Yes, I was thinking exactly the same, Laura. It's double 8 for Finn. And
show
things
the
are
third
going
leg
his way
defense.
because that is just about crept into that double 8 there. These are worrying moments for Merv King right now.
First. Game on.
Once again, the hush in the crowd is deafening.
67.
Brilliant order we had this afternoon. But when the big finishes and the big scores are hit, it was a wonderful atmosphere this afternoon.
44.
They all seem very engrossed in this game.
Well, it's one that can potentially decide the fate of everyone in Group 1 with a match left to spare.
59. $45.
It's almost like once Martin Turner got that leg, you saw him look over to his friends and family. Job done him in the
100.
semi-finals. We talked about the importance of players that need that adrenaline. We almost saw Dean Finn beat himself up when he hit the winning double for that second leg.
100.
Yeah, not so much of a reaction after breaking the Turner throat.
$42.
But those big scores that you mentioned from Martin Turner, he's not able to find them. You watch this will go in now.
99.
He is I think it's an enigma, I called him. He's a real head scratcher. On Thursday morning when he started Group C, I said, there's your winner. It's the right idea on 2-3-3 to start in the 19s, but he really has made a bit of a hash of the last 6 starts. An excellent treble with his last one, just sort of keeps him favourite for this leg. We did see a 1-4-7 earlier this week.
43. Dina Carr 147.
I'm not going to see the 1-4-7 here from Dean Finn, and Martin Turner's ready to pounce with the big fish left.
62. Madu Carr 170.
Well, they'll either go in treble 20 or in the 1. It's on.
98. Dina Carr 85.
These are big moments here for Dean Finn. He really was taking control of this match. For the bullseye and a 3-1 lead. Oh, that's absolutely superb.
Game shot on the 4th leg, Dean Finn.
The finger point was there when all Bob Anderson on is there, but that is a big turning point. And we could have a really fascinating Group 1 now. Merv King will have his head in
59.
his hands.
Yeah, Dean Finn really just starting to turn the screw. The scores are a bit more free-flowing, but for me it's the finishing so far. 3 out of 5 on the outer ring, but Martin Turner just 1 from 7. That really is the tale of this match so far.
$57.
But now the big scores have deserted Martin Turner once again. Dean Finn is in the ascendancy.
95. $48.
Really has been a disappointing response from Martin Turner after taking that opening leg. Nobody's
98.
really been brilliant. No one's really stamped their authority on the competition tonight. There's still only Jim Meyer, who we haven't seen yet. Interesting speaking with Gary
100.
Mawson. He's the player that he fancies to win it tonight.
It has been a brilliant week for Jim Meyer. A bit like how you mentioned about Dean Finn just picking up a couple of wins on his first evening here. Jim just picked up the solitary win, but in terms of every other stat, average, individual
96,
average, finishing
Dina
stats, he was the
108.
highest out of everybody.
An interesting way to go on the
52.
108,
Matthew
starting
Carr,
on the 16s.
141.
But he is down to a very manageable 2-darter.
70. Dino Carr, 56.
So here we go. This is not good news for Mervyn King. Is it excellent news for Dean Finn?
36. Matthew Carr, 71.
Couple of match-winning opportunities slipped by Dean Finn, and it's 2 in hand here for Martin Turner. Double 16, the target.
Game shot on the fifth
And
leg.
this is the thing that Martin Turner can do from absolutely nowhere. Pin 71 into no reaction whatsoever. Still in the match.
Yeah, it's a long old drive from York as well, but you can clearly see he's got plenty of supporters with him. And I think as a player, it's almost like you want to justify them making that big effort to come down to Portsmouth as well. And then all of a sudden he finds that rhythm. It's so mesmerising.
131.
Positive start to leg number 6 from both players. Dean Finn desperately just trying to
60.
find another treble. If Martin Turner can, as you say, get into that rhythm where it's conducive for
42.
him hitting big scores, and this game could turn around.
Some real strange performances here, Laura. It's almost like Dean Finn. I was talking about how explosive, how dynamic. He missed the 9-dart. He couldn't miss the treble 20 for a period.
108.
And Martin Turner just suddenly plucks from absolutely nowhere. Finn was cruising in this game. Remember, if it does go the distance, Turner has the darts.
108.
What an absolute wonderful response that is.
The 148 not going to go for Turner, so Finn's already missed a couple of match darts. Would he get one here? He should get at least one from 77.
Should start in the 19s. Does start in the 19s for the big 18. For his 3rd match start, just goes in the big number.
Game shot of the match.
Unbelievable finish in the air. It was a little bit scrappy at moments there for Dean Finn, but you can see the delight from both players because number 1, Martin Turner did the job in the opening leg. He needed only 1 leg after that fantastic 4-0 opening victory over Merv King. But for Dean Finn, if he has expectations to go on and do really well, he'll want to up that average just a little bit, but a fine start for Finn. One player we haven't seen tonight is up next. It's Jim Meyer against Tommy Lisman.
Welcome back to finals night of the Modus Super Series, and it's not going well for the pre-night favourite Mervyn King. A 4-0 defeat in his first match to Martin Turner, who then went on to lose to Dean Finn, meaning Mervyn is in something of a pickle if he is to try and make it through to the semi-finals. Archie Self got a 4-0 win himself against Tommy Lisman, who is back in action next against Luxembourg's Jim Meyer. His first appearance of the evening, his first job of the evening, was to have a chat with me. Jim, welcome to finals night. A bit of history, the first player from Luxembourg to do that. How excited are you to be part of it this evening?
Very excited to do that. I mean, after last year where it didn't happen, this year very proud to be the first player to participate in the finals night, yeah.
Yeah, you're in a real sort of battle between three players in Group C. Having had that experience last year where you came close, how determined were you to make it through this time?
Really determined, but also very relaxed because I knew I was playing good darts. I just had to hit my doubles better, but the game was there, and yeah, I was confident all week. So yeah, good feeling.
Obviously, there's a gear change tonight. You know that the format's different, the shorter round robin phase, and then knockout darts. What's the feelings sort of running through your mind now?
To be honest, I don't know. I just take things as they come. Try to be relaxed and do the stuff I did all week. So yeah, I'm being focused and then go up on the stage and try to play well.
And if you were to win it, what would it mean to you? Where would it stand in your darting career?
If I would win this evening, that would be, I think, the highest achievement I've ever had in my career so far. So yeah, there's a lot to play for. Yeah.
Well, you're in it to win it. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is how things stand in Group 2. Jim Meyer would qualify with a victory over Tommy Lisman here. Of course, he would be eliminated with a defeat, and if one leg goes the way of Meyer, then Archie Self would be confirmed as a semi-finalist without having to leave his seat in the practice room. So, on the stage, the two players battling it out. It's probably quite a nice position for Jim to be in, isn't it, knowing that Tommy has been humbled 4-0 in his opening match already. And Gary Mawson, who was with us at the start, really said that he's impressed with the way that Jim has gone about his business. Lisman has to find a victory here and then hope that Self can inflict the kind of damage that he did against him on Meyer. But if Meyer can get the job done, then that will be Group 2 all settled. So with that, I will hand you back to Glenn and Laura.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, we've seen the permutations, but this is the first time we will be seeing Jim Meyer this evening. Now, I think personally that what we've seen from Jim Meyer this week has been the best version of Meyer here at the Modus Super Series. First time through to a finals night, but I think tonight has proven that it doesn't necessarily matter what you've done throughout the week. It's what you do here tonight, because it really has thrown up some unusual results.
Yeah, great shout, Laura. I'd even go one step further and say that this is the best I've ever seen of Jim Meyer. I mean, I've met him at European Cups and World Cups, etc. I've looked at more numbers that you can think of, but he's been terrific and right on point there again. That has been the platform for him. That's been the foundation. His scoring has surprised an awful lot of us, and it was great hearing Gary Mawson waxing lyrical about him. In fact, Gary Mawson said he's the guy to win it tonight.
Well, he's been the kind of underdog in terms of the betting odds throughout the week, and I called it back on Tuesday that I thought the way he played on Monday, I think he came in and he was a real big outsider on both days, and I was surprised.
Well, I have to say it's been a bit of a slow burner of a night. No one's really stood out, but what a start between these two.
78.
Already two 180s in this opening leg.
83.
A beautiful start from Jim Meyer. And a reminder, if he does get a leg, it means that Archie Self becomes our second semi-finalist.
58. Tommy Carr, 130.
Well, that's one dart and it's at the ball.
105. Jim
Good
McCarr,
effort.
94.
I guess it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Well, it was a blistering start from Jim with a 180. It's double six. Centre of the board, just a little double check.
82.
I tell you, he didn't do an awful lot wrong with that finish there. Just bent the wire.
That's the same target over the other side of the board. And
13.
Pretty much the
Jim
same
McCarr,
outcome
12.
for Tommy Lisman.
He did solve the
He's on the
problems
first
of the
leg, Jim
doubles.
Meyer.
And that means that Archie Self becomes our second
Second leg, Jim
semi-finalist
first.
of
Game
tonight.
on.
It was great listening to Gary Mawson again, in a sense, Laura, that he knew he'd been doing this scoring in the practice room. He was doing this scoring in Group A, but he had problems
121.
on the doubles. He sorted that out in Group C.
Yeah, and you just hope when you come here on a Saturday evening, everything just comes together at the right time.
It's like a drawbridge throw. Just look at that arm.
85.
It goes back, forward, release. Tommy Lisman said during the week, Laura, that he knows what he's doing wrong and he knows what he's doing right, but has he got enough time? Because he is going to Q school, he wants his card, but his time running out. Has he left it just a little bit too late? Because looking at his game this week, there's improvement. It needs to come quickly.
We know he's got the levels and he's got the ability, but it's
41.
finding that consistency and doing it again and again. And I think that's where quite a few players this week have really come unstuck.
And responsibilities, he's just become a dad
57.
as well, and you know that supersedes anything on the dartboard to many of us. But he was adamant. He's going to Q school. He wants a card. He will
40.
correct those wrongs,
Jim
and
McCarr,
maybe
154.
coming into the Modus Super Series was the start of that. It doesn't look like it's going his way at the moment. Maya could do with the treble up. Gets
92.
the treble. He's looking good for a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the other thing that players can get out of this Modus Super Series is the
58.
opportunity to kind of watch
Jim
themselves
McCarr,
back as well
62.
and see if there are any micro improvements that they can make. You don't get that opportunity that often.
Not many improvements needed for Jim Maya. He's looking good.
46. Tommy McCarr, 138. $60. Jim McCarr, 16.
Last couple of darts there, you feel just up the pace, thrown in a bit of frustration because Jim Maya,
Getting shot on the second leg, Jim
not
Meyer.
only has he been finding the big scores, but now, as you mentioned, Glenn, he's
Third leg
finding the
shot with his
finishes.
first. Game on.
Yeah, that mid-80 average is enough so far for Jim. Look at the focus. That's something that impressed me. There was a game this week. It was the opening game for Adam Lee. Now, Adam Lee came into the competition, unfortunately, on the back of Rowby unable to finish his games for compassionate reasons. And Adam Lee played like it was his first ever game of darts. He was smiling, he was laughing. Adam Lee was throwing darts like that. The only person that wasn't smiling in the building was Jim Maya. His focus and determination has
100.
never wavered this week.
And it doesn't seem to be wavering here, and
100.
things going from bad to worse for Tommy Lisman, who's still looking for his first leg of the night.
Yeah, he does so much right. I mean, the confidence Jim Maya is going to take, whatever happens tonight.
140.
I think the confidence that he can go away and think, yeah, maybe I can do some real damage on that Modus Super Series stage, because he's been a great asset again for this series. Let's hopefully we see him again.
100.
We might even be
Dominic
seeing him
Carr,
next week in Champions Week.
121.
1-2-1 for Lisman. Treble 17 needs to go.
57.
Well, it's the
Jim
same
McCarr,
scoreline
121.
required for Jim Maya for a second consecutive break of throw. It's the ball.
Getting shot on the third
Jim
leg,
Maya is just going from strength to strength here. 3-0 to the good. 1-2-1 checkout. Really is looking unstoppable.
Yes, super likeable. Great to interview. But I tell you what, he's letting his darts do the talk, and this is the performance of the night so far. He was the final player to see tonight.
45.
And he's certainly making his mark on this game. Lisman having an absolute nightmare. Any win
96
for Jim means that Tommy Lisman is out.
Yeah, and you can see just that leg by leg for Jim Meyer, 16 with a 19, but then that 12
81.
dart, including the 1-2-1. As we say, just going from strength to strength. And I think you're right. I think this will be a massive confidence boost for Jim Meyer.
That's the dart Lisman can do in his sleep. It hasn't been his night. It really hasn't. Himself and Merv King would like to turn back the clock, but again, no reaction there from Jim Meyer. Just gets back in another 140. Nothing to separate them in this leg.
131.
I mean, it really is a good response here from Tommy Lisman. Down to a potential 2-dart checkout after just 9 darts.
51.
And I suppose the good news for Lisman is the fact it would be for a breaker throw as well. We've seen big comebacks on this stage. Needs the treble 20.
54. $44. Top of the car, 40.
Double 10.
Getting shot of the
Tommy
ball by
Lisman, yeah, a little ironic raise of the arms there from Lisman. Gets his first leg on the board, not just of this match, but of the entire evening.
But once again, yeah, while everyone's looking at the smiles there, did you see Jim's face? Just, he didn't take his eyes off the dartboard, not even an attempt at a smile. Like I say, he's in that zone. His determination is to be admired. And this is the reason he does that. He doesn't want to lose the focus. He doesn't want to lose the opportunity for 140s and 180s.
$58.
Meyer just looking for the perfect response. Was broken in that last leg.
93.
And that's a good pick off with the last.
Just make it look easy when he wants to. So free-flowing, so relaxed. A plethora of 180s, 5 in the match so far. Could it be a real potential comeback of all comebacks?
138.
Did we write the conclusion too early?
Lisman just seems to have just found a way of relaxing into this match.
Needs the treble. He'll go back to the 18s or the bullseye. Looking at that, they're looking at the 18s. Lisman to get right back in this match.
Here's the comeback on for Tommy Lisman. 1 dart, double 16. Comeback is most definitely on. You would still say it's advantage Jim Meyer at this point. He now has the chance to serve out the match.
Yeah, I was thinking it's going to be a long drive back for Tommy all the way to Hull, but see, he's got plenty of support here.
100.
It's not over just yet.
And again, I'm kind of liking the attitude that I'm seeing from Jim Meyer, because when you have that
100.
seemingly unassailable lead, you're 3-0 up, and you just need that one leg, and then you see your opponent start chipping away at the lead. There is a tendency for players to panic. I cannot see any panic from Jim.
140.
Yeah, good call, Laura. Totally agree. I'm getting the same message from him. He's very diligent. Looks like he's very hard working, very focused. They're the attributes that you want to see in a dart player, but the skills and abilities of Tommy Lisman are there to be seen right now. Is it just a little too late, because he's producing his best darts of the week
80.
right now?
Could that be just a slight opening here for Tommy Lisman? Meyer wasn't able to leave himself on a finish.
60.
But neither. Here's Tommy.
6 darts and 181. Jim just looking at the score, just assessing the situation. He'd be delighted with this. Just wants to be careful. He potentially could go for the centre of the board, but the fear is he could hit the bullseye. That's exactly what he's done. I'm not so sure the decision making was the right one there, Laura.
Yeah, our first big fish, but that was not the intention
59.
from Jim Meyer.
Jim Nuka 11.
Just needs to be careful with the first dart. The heart will be racing. This for qualification. Archie Selp is through already.
3. Tommy Nuka 142.
2 match darts come and gone for Jim Meyer. Tommy Lisman 142. It's a big ask and maybe a step too far for Lisman.
102.
Well, that's a brilliant, brilliant setup play from Tommy. He's producing the darts we expect from him. Meyer for qualification. Is he showing some nerves at the wrong time?
4. Tommy Nuka 40.
And those doubling woes that we spoke of that happened at the beginning of the week have come back to haunt him right at the end of this match. But that was a big slip from Lisman.
Just when you think you're going the distance. Surely. This is Group 2, done and dusted. It's still awkward, doesn't move. Can he get one through there? Is there enough room?
2.
8
14.
match darts come and gone.
And that there, the first break of character from Jim Meyer. Is Lisman able to punish? It's a good marker, but that now becomes awkward.
No score. Jim Nuka 2.
8 match darts already for Jim Meyer. Now he's on Madhouse. For the first time, it's a little bit of a smile there. Does he go big with the first? No, he went
score.
very
Tommy Nuka
aggressive.
14.
What a mess.
You do have options from 14. Last time went straight for it. Looks like he's going to do the same again here. But will it be a different outcome for Tommy Lisman? And again, has to move.
No score.
And again,
Jim
cannot
Nuka
find the
2.
target.
Drama-fueled ending here at the Modus Super Series. Jim Meyer has been sensational all week. He was brilliant for the majority of this game. But he's hit the slippery slope at the end and cannot find the correct solution.
Yeah, the smile on the face of Lisman. A real grimace on the face of Jim Meyer.
Game
And
show
it is Tommy Lisman that does level it up at 3 apiece.
Second final leg, Tommy to throw first. Game on.
I honestly don't know what to say. Just try and put yourself in the mindset of Jim Meyer now. The positivity we spoke about him, the week that he's had, he did all the hard work, but he fluffed his lines. Can he bounce back from that, Laura? Penny for your thoughts.
Yeah, and I wonder if it goes back to exactly what you pointed out, that decision-making when he had...
100.
He found the 170, the ball off the back of the 61, left 11, and then very quickly found himself on double one, and the outcome was a couple of big ones, and
60.
despite those 10 darts he had to get across the line in that last leg.
My brain always said, Laura, if your opponent is not on a finish, then go for then go for treble 15. If they're on a finish, then go aggressively. And I just think he made the wrong decision on the end, but his mind will be a cesspit at the moment.
57.
Yeah, and this is where panic does start to set in. This is where we're starting to see a little bit of exasperation now on the face of Jim Meyer. Led this 3-0, don't forget.
100.
Tommy Lisman has dug deep, and we have seen some good things. We've seen some just a bit of a higher calibre towards the tail end of the match for Lisman. Ignore all the missed darts at the double.
97.
It's a bit of an anomaly.
And for me, if Lisman can get over the line, he goes favourite to qualify, because it would mean that Jim would have to beat Archie Self to qualify, and that was
100.
certainly no gimme for anybody. Lisman was probably thought he was ready to be on the M1 in the next half an hour, but he's right back in the mix. But that's fair play to Jim. Is an outstanding response. Both players down to a big finish.
Yeah, can't find the 158. Can Jim Meyer
134.
find the 147? It's beautiful setup play from Lisman.
How much more drama can we take in this game? You saw the reaction there for Tommy. I think he thought the finish was going to go. Tommy Lisman was 3-0 down. He was done and dusted. But now he's back in the game. That is the comeback of all comebacks. Tommy Lisman 3-0 down, but penny for the thoughts of Jim Meyer right now. He will be sick as a chip. He's got work to do in his final game against Archie Self. But an incredible, crazy game at times. So many missed darts for Jim Meyer to win that game, but Lisman gets over the line. He is back in the mix. We go back to Group 1. It's Dean Finn against Mervyn King.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have one dart.
Requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16, gets the job done there for Jørgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101!
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game! Shot! And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith!
For double 8, and what an opener.
Two darts for
double 16. And Richie Howson is the ultimate legend of the Super Series.
Now has 2 darts. Only needs 1.
We would love to see you here, live darts every Saturday night. Dartshop.tv, the place to go for tickets for finals nights at the Modus Super Series. And trying to book their tickets in the semi-finals are Mervyn King and Dean Finn, but it's rather a cheaper price for one of them than it is for the other one here, because Mervyn King, well, he lost that opening fixture of the evening 4-0 to Martin Turner, who's already made his way through. He only needed 1 leg against Dean Finn. He got that, and Dean Finn now only needs 1 leg against Mervyn King to join them. King, well, his back is against the wall. It is going to take a monumental effort for Mervyn to get himself in the final for tonight. King must win this game by 4 legs to 0. There you can see the task required for Mervyn, and if he doesn't do it, it confirms the position of Group A winner as something of a poisoned chalice in Series 12, because there hasn't been a single Group A winner that has gone on to win the week. Is that about to continue? Let's find out with Glenn Durrant and Laura Turner.
Thank you, Chris. And I tell you what was very interesting there, when that slide come up that Dean Finn needed 1 leg and Merv King needs to win by 4 legs to 0. There was an awful lot of chatter in the audience. The eyebrows are raised and realisation that the favourite for tonight, the headline act, the Group A winner Mervyn King, is in serious problem. And it all stems. He never looked comfortable against Martin Turner physically as well. He was wincing from that first start.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg Dean to throw first. Game on.
But I tell you what, Laura, we have used the term already tonight that Merv just being Merv. Wouldn't it be typical of Mervyn King to produce a performance from the gods
55.
and win this game by 4 legs to 0? But it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's no easy task. Absolute perfection is required here from Mervyn King. But as you say, he didn't look comfortable, didn't look settled. And in fairness to Martin Turner in that first match, he really bossed the opening couple of legs, and whenever he got down to a finish, he was 4 from 5 for finishing and just didn't give King much of a look in. But by way of scoring, there wasn't a great deal coming from Merv.
We often talk about the fact that what does the winner of the Group A do for the 2 days they have off? Well, he was in the commentary box last night.
29.
And I'm just wondering, if he does lose this game, if he does open that door, can you try and save me, Laura, because I'm a bleeder.
85.
And already here, Mervyn King just slightly on the back foot against Dean Finn. But this is looking better. Much better from Mervyn King.
Really measured. I don't know if he's trying to manage whatever's he's feeling, whether it's his back or his shoulder. But they were very measured. But one thing about Dean Finn is he's a hefty scorer himself. And that's a good response from the Irishman.
Yeah, I think the difficulty that I see here more than anything else of Mervyn King is just trying to beat Dean Finn to 0. That isn't a result that's happened so far this week for Dean Finn.
40.
I think it's because he's so patchy as well, Dean Finn, in a sense that I'd expect him to at least have 1 good leg. But look, you've got to keep believing. We often say that in the comms boxes. Merv looks at treble 20, can't finish it.
58.
So a very early opportunity for Dean Finn to take Mervyn King out of this competition.
It's tops for the 82 checkout and the leg that is required. A slight celebration there from Dean Finn.
Yeah, the big news, Mervyn King is out. I certainly got the feeling that Dean knew he only needed the one leg
56.
there. Merv's not that experienced here at the Modus Super Series. There wasn't a reaction when the tops went in of someone whose fate had been sealed.
78.
And for me, all that damage was done in that very first match. We said early doors, when you do lose, you do not want to be losing by a heavy scoreline.
I mean, they're the they are the types of darts why I fancied Dean Finn to win the competition tonight. It's whether or not he can sustain it. That's the one question I have about Dean Finn. Also, I like the fact that he said that is his favourite stage. He wants it. You know, when you've got a player there who's won so much in the game, and you've got someone who is desperate to get to Champions Week.
$122. Dinakar 118.
Our single 18 up for tops. Make sure of the single number.
Game show
the finishing has been on point so far for Dean Finn. It's a 118 finish and a leg, one in just 12 darts.
Yeah, did you see that as well? Merv King just whispered to him, great darts there, little nod of appreciation. Listen, Merv has, he gets the headlines for some of his facial mannerisms sometimes, but he is one of the best losers. He's very supportive
44.
after a game. And I thought that was a real nice touch, actually.
Right, case in point, suffered that disappointment losing the first match, but he congratulated Martin Turner, and he was all smiles straight after. And I think that's what people don't understand because of the way that he's super focused when he's up there, actually at the hockey.
96.
I think my highlight of this week, being down here at the Modus Super Series, was listening to the stories of Merv King. Now, some of them, I don't think we could really air them, but they were hilarious, and there's a definite
59.
book in the offering because, yes, that's how he had me on the floor laughing yesterday, and that's not the easiest thing to do.
92.
You'd have to go back quite a few years, but when I played England youth, we went out to Malaysia, and Mervyn King was part of the four-man squad that went out there as well, and
60.
Took it upon ourselves one evening to go and have a game of tennis, and the tennis court happened to be on something like the 18th floor of the hotel. Let me just tell you, the facial expressions are the same when Merv plays tennis. A few balls did go flying over the edge.
I was going to say I wouldn't like to go to the ground floor for the ball. Yeah, but the stories he has. He also talked quite candidly about the match with James Wade when he was 9-2 up and ended up losing the title by 10 legs to 9 as well. But there's that face again. Yeah, I think he was suffering yesterday a little bit of sciatica.
100.
You do feel the pains as well, but from the very first start of the night, he's never looked settled. It's disappointing for their audience behind. I'm sure it's disappointing for people watching at home as well. He was our big name this week. He would have been a brilliant addition to Champions Week.
142.
He will now have to focus on Alexander Palace.
But what that does mean for the rest of the field, there will be a new player picking up a
85.
weekly title.
Yeah, I think we got the final qualifier as well, or two qualifiers for the World Championships internationally. I think Brody Kling, based on what happened today at the Australian Premier League, as Finn looks at 57. This for a 3-0 lead. Bends the wire.
17. Mervyn King 122.
Mervyn King finding himself in a similar position to Tommy Lisman, and we saw the comeback for Tommy Lisman. Okay, it won't make a difference to who progresses through, but King's still looking for that first leg of the evening.
One-way traffic so far. 3-0 to Dean Finn. 7 legs played for Mervyn King tonight. 7 legs lost. Not what any of us expected to happen tonight.
140.
Yeah, King just looking for that moment of magic. Because as we were saying, the next route for Mervyn King
85.
is moving over onto the Ali Pali. Return to Q School.
Yes, the draw's on Monday. Are you doing the draw, Laura?
I'm not, but I cannot wait to
140.
see what this year's draw throws up. I think there's going to be some mouth-watering ties in this extended edition of the World Champs.
Yeah, 5 ladies playing as well, which is, I mean, whoever gets Bo Greaves has probably got the draw nobody wants as well. But yeah, and as a player, it's so exciting. You're sort of like, yeah, I'll have that player.
100.
It's almost like you're watching the draw through your fingers as well. But yeah, super exciting. Final qualifier on Monday afternoon as well.
95. Mervyn Car 121.
Is there a big finish here in Mervyn King? Well, opted to go the 25 ball route first and fluffed his lines.
53.
He was looking good for this leg though, unless it's a trademark 180 from Finn. He will leave a finish.
96. Mervyn Car 68.
And without any bias, come on Merv.
It's the ball for the King.
43. Daniel Car 140.
Excellent setup play once again for Finn.
25.
And for King, it has to go.
Can't find the single number, so just the one dart afforded at the outer ring.
21. Daniel Car 40.
So many one-sided games tonight. It's been a really interesting, enthralling night, and Dean Finn does beat Mervyn King by 4 legs to nil. I said he was a great loser. The sportsmanship that Merv King offers for support to the players is absolutely to be applauded. But for Dean Finn, he's here to win, and it's job done in Group 1. Martin Turner started the rout against Mervyn King by winning that first match by 4 legs to nil. And as you see on the tail of the tape there, excellent average there from Dean Finn, round about the 90 average. The doubles was a success, and we move on to the final game of Group 2. It's Jim Meyer against Archie Self.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darter tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darter double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101!
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double fourth in the match.
Game! Go! And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jim Smith!
Of ADC Global Champion, the African Warrior, Devon Peterson!
Yeah, you can catch every dart of the ADC Global Championship live and free on Pluto TV. But right now, it is back to the finals night action on the final week of qualifying for Series 12 Champions Week. Archie Self about to take on Jim Mayer now. Archie Self has already qualified for the semi-finals and he'll top the group if he wins 2 legs against Mayer in this one. So Self on easy street knows that he's already through and he's become favourite, hasn't he, with the departure of Mervyn King, who ended up leaving legless tonight. Jim Mayer, though, well, he has work to do after squandering that 3-leg lead against Tommy Lisman in his previous match. The Luxembourg lobber needs to get the better of Archie Self or he will be eliminated and Lisman will be through. That paints a picture, and calling the action are Laura Turner and Glenn Durrant.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. Yeah, and I think you've summed it up perfectly there, Chris Murphy, because it was squandering that lead for Mayer. It was 10 opportunities to get across the line at a double for the man from Luxembourg. And at 3-0, he was absolutely cruising. Tommy Lisman looked like he was heading back up to Hull. But as it stands, Jim Mayer now finds himself in a position where he has to win. He has to get past Archie Self. And Archie Self, although it wasn't the highest performance that we've seen from him, it did get a 4-0 win over Tommy Lisman, did get across the line. Jim Mayer has beaten him once this week, back in their Group A meeting. Can he do it once again?
Yeah, it's the battle of the birthday boys, isn't it? Archie Self was 16 on Monday. And Jim was 32 on Thursday. Double 8 and double 16. A bit of symmetry there, but Tommy Lisman must be licking his lips, really, because I think if there's one player who you want to do you a favour, it would be Archie Self, because
43.
He's young. He's only got the eyes on the prize. It's the, he won't be interested in any permutations. He just wants to get up there and demonstrate his real qualities there. And these are not the type of match that Jim Mayer needed at this stage.
No, and one that he really didn't have to face either. Because of those opportunities he's missed, he's found himself in a really difficult situation.
60.
And it's how you recover, it's how you bounce back. There hasn't been a great deal of time since we saw Jim back up on the stage, and he's probably gone in that back room and just scratching his head at how he'd squandered the chance to get a couple of points on the board.
A positive person would be saying, what you're talking about, Durrant, in a sense that I want to play the best. It might bring the best out of me. And that should be the mentality for Jim Mayer, because he started this leg nicely. There's options. I don't have a problem with that. You should really go down to treble 19 now with 77 points left.
$122.
Yeah, it does go down to the 19s, does pin the treble 19, so back for double 10, and you just get the feeling that this needs to be clean, this needs to be efficient.
Yeah, totally agree. The scar tissue maybe evaporating because I'm sure on his mind was all those missed out of the double. And we can't help but think of a decision he made when he was in cruise control, but that double 10 will make him feel so much better.
Still got work to do. Archie Self, as mentioned now with the departure of Mervyn King, his favourite for this evening.
Yes, Joe Locke was absolutely fantastic today.
57.
All 8 ladies were wonderful. It was a competition that will live in the memory. And maybe we'll be seeing Lauren Salter, who was holding that sign up, on the stage very soon.
66. $140.
That's a good response once again from Archie Self.
$96.
Yeah, it's a fascinating throw. I mean, I don't know how tall Archie's going to get, but when you're looking at the progression of young players, you've got to take that into consideration as well. That's why I've tried to keep the focus on him, and he's ticked every box for me. Super mature, 16-year-old. Where have we heard that statement
100.
before?
Archie car 72. $32.
No hesitation.
Car 156.
Slipped with the first, but 25 just missed out on the tops. But this is a long-range finish and too big for Jim Mayer.
58. Archie car 40.
Probably not going the way of Tommy Lishman at the moment. He'll have been screaming and shouting for every double that Archie Self gets, but he's back on a level playing field now. We're 1-1 after 2 legs.
Third leg Jim to throw first. Game on.
And that's that first start that Jim Mayer's been finding, but this match just can't maintain.
We've all had a little bit of a guesstimate on the Champions Week next week. I know you're going to be working on it, Laura. I've gone for Derek Coulson. I think he's playing some great darts in an era now where we're talking about young players, fearless. But I'm going to go into the age is no barrier. I think he's playing as well as anyone. 11 fantastic players. The 12th will add to it. Who's your choice if you had to pick somebody?
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? But I mean, I'm always impressed when Tom Sykes steps up to the oche as well. But to me, Derek, Tom, they're 2 players that have really come to life and made a name here at the Modus Super Series. Now, I'm sure either one of them would like to get their hands on the overall Champions Week trophy.
My highlight of the Series 12 as Archie smashes in another 180 there was someone who didn't make their name at the Modus Super Series. And that was the return and the emotion from Keegan Brown.
100.
And that was a
Archie
special night.
21.
Special darts at the moment from young Archie. He's really found his aim right now for double 14. That's what I'm talking about. 1-2-1 finish. As easy as that.
Fourth leg Archie to throw first. Game on.
And he's broken Jim Mayer's throw and
140.
looks like he's galloping towards that finishing line. And there were moments where Archie Self, during the group phases, just looked unplayable.
We've been searching for a performance
45.
tonight. We've been someone to just put their head above the parapet and say, this competition is mine for the taking. And at 16-year-old, that player right now is Archie Self. Now over 100 average and looking in cruise control. Good news for Tommy Lishman. Not great news for the man in your picture.
97. $94.
Interestingly, I remember hearing Mervyn King, so when he realised that he'd qualified and he'd won Group A and still had a few more games to play, he found it really hard to keep that adrenaline pumping that he needs to have those big performances to get across the line. Whereas what I see here from Archie Self, he knows he's through, but he's actually really relaxing into playing this second fixture of the group stages.
41.
Yeah, and I honestly think there is an age thing. I think that's sort of Merv just sort of managing his workload at the time, where Archie just wants to play darts. Give me more legs of darts. I just want it. And that's why I felt it was good news for Tommy Lisman.
129.
Because Self could go one away with this 1-2-9. Seen the 1-2-1 finish already.
97.
I did say he was a mature player.
And sometimes it's quite hard to read because of the speed that he throws at and the fact that he's a southpaw as well. Hard to work out exactly what route he's going to take, but it's the sensible option. And it could be a double-double finish.
That's exactly the scenario, Laura, because that's an absolute banger once again. He was looking at that double 16. He just eased that first one. That is a proper young talent there. The smile on the face. We could be in the mood. He's in the mood for what could possibly be a sensational story tonight.
57.
Well, Jim Mayer was involved, got completely embroiled in a match where Tommy Lisman produced a comeback. Jim Mayer now finds himself in the same position
59.
as Tommy, needing perfection from here on in. Needs these next three legs.
I just think it was such a sucker punch for him. The amount of match darts that he had, he fluffed his lines on the
57.
double one. I just felt there was no coming back. And what a story it would be if Tommy Lisman goes on to lift the trophy tonight. I mean, 4 fantastic
97.
stories in the semi-finals. But maybe, just maybe, it's Archie Self is the one that's shining brightest at the moment.
57.
But Archie Self, as it currently stands, is looking to put in the performance of the evening so far.
Yeah, Dean Finn tops the table in Group 1, so he will play the runner-up
85.
in Group 2, which at this moment is looking like Tommy Lisman, because Archie Self is looking good
99.
for 2 wins out of 2. He's one big finish away from topping Group 2.
And Jim Mayer just
57.
cannot find a big enough response.
Well, here we go. Can he use that dart?
76.
But he will be back as Jim Mayer, who's had a fantastic week. He's been a credit not only to himself, Laura, but to darts in Luxembourg. But tonight, I think the damage was done on the outer ring. So many missed match darts at a double. But I hope he sees the positives. So many positives about Archie Self. 2 wins out of 2. What a precocious talent this young man is. 16-year-old. Where have we heard that story before at the Modus Super Series? But for Jim Mayer, I doff my cap and wish you a very, very happy birthday. Look forward to seeing you again. Archie was round about the 100 average throughout that game, but Archie Self, he tops Group 2.
Welcome back. We have our final four here at finals night, and well, it was a story of 4-0 for Mervyn King, but not the way he would have wanted them. A 4-0 defeat against Martin Turner and Dean Finn, meaning that the favourite for the night, King, has been outthrown, overthrown and thrown out of the Week 12 finals night. Archie Self, though, well, it's been the reverse for him. A 4-0 win against Tommy Lisman, a 4-1 win against Jim Mayer for the 16-year-old, meaning that he's sailed through to the semi-finals. This then, the lineup for the semis: Dean Finn taking on Tommy Lisman, Archie Self facing Martin Turner. And Laura and Glenn have joined me in the studio for a chat, and I think there's no better place to start than with Archie Self. Laura, just doesn't look phased at all, does he?
No, and after that first match, he won 4-0. It was the job done. That's what he needed to do. It wasn't maybe the best performance that we've seen from either player, but wow, yeah, that last one really just picked up the pace, and he's just warming himself up nicely for that semi-final.
Glenn, none of us are going to make any comparisons to any other 16-year-old teenage player that's played here, but just on his own merit, how impressed have you been with Archie tonight?
Very impressed with him generally throughout the week. He's someone I've sort of followed since his Lakeside Boys win and what he's been doing on the JDC. I mean, there's many young players coming through, but it's the other aspects I've really enjoyed about him as well. He's been such a big scorer, deadly on the doubles as well. He's been terrific tonight, super focused. He's shone tonight.
Yeah, he's kind of sailed through. Other players have sort of struggled through, particularly Tommy Lisman.
Yeah, I imagine Tommy Lisman thought he was going to be back on the road, because after suffering a 4-0 defeat, you saw how difficult it was to get back in. Then being 3-0 down to Jim Mayer as well, and finding a way through in what became kind of a really dramatic ending towards the tail end of the match. And you've got to feel for Jim Mayer as well, because he put himself in contention to easily brush past Tommy Lisman, send him to the same fate essentially of Mervyn King. But just fluffed his lines at the end.
Yeah, can't help but feel for him, Glenn, can you? How will he be feeling right now?
I hope he's seeing the positives, Chris, because he's had a brilliant week, not only individually, but also for darts in Luxembourg. The work that Tom Becker's done over the past few years as well, and to see one of his players doing what he was doing there, heavy scorer. It's just the Achilles heel was his doubles at the beginning of the week. He came back to haunt him at the end.
And Mervyn King, I mean, we mentioned it when looking at the results, not even a leg tonight. He was a favourite to win the week from Dart 1. He won Group A, did his job there, but this evening a very different story.
Yeah, and that can just be darts. A couple of days off. Everyone else has been playing up to last night. So, yeah, for me, it just didn't click for Merv, did it? He didn't look comfortable, looked quite awkward, took too long to settle down, found himself on the back end of that 4-0 win, and you just felt at that point there really wasn't too much of a way back for him.
Martin Turner getting that win there as well, Glenn, just set the tone for Mervyn's night, didn't it?
Yeah, the curse of Group A is another description for that. Martin Turner's one of those streaky players. The last thing Merv wanted after a 4-0 victory was that. Really?
He can take that though, can't he? He's got Ali Pali to look forward to. Maybe the silver lining is, for someone of Mervyn King's time in his career, put that very politely, didn't I? Another full week of darts might not have been the best preparation for that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sense in that, because obviously, this is again for Mervyn. He's kind of trying to see where he is in terms of his game, and actually what he produced in Group A, we saw some fantastic stuff. So yeah, the fact that he's not here next week, obviously that may be beneficial in that build up to going back to Alexandra Palace. But yeah, I think this is just writing it off as one of those evenings for Mervyn King, and yeah, it's now just looking forward.
Did Combs as well on Friday night with us. He's not going to be blaming you, is he, Glenn?
Well, I said to Laura, if he comes, I'm a bit of a bleeder, so look out for it. But it was on my mind, because as preparation, he's normally perfection. But he was saying he'd have only sort of hung around his hotel. It was a decision and an experience he wanted to do as well. But it just wasn't his night.
Dean Finn winning the group, and he mentioned it at the start of the night that he's done semi-final, then final. Now he's out for the win, and he's looking good, isn't he?
Yeah, and I guess it feels like that natural progression. Every time you come back to the Modus Super Series, the idea is you do better. But he looked really comfortable in the end. Got across the line here, 4-2 against Martin Turner, which and then built upon that straight afterwards. I'm always impressed with him. I think sometimes, maybe there's an argument that the lack of consistency that we always see from some of the top players, that's where the game can improve. But so far this week, it's been pretty plain sailing.
And Glenn, you tipped him, and you've never been wrong, so you tell us.
Yeah, well, it's all about Archie Self, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, right now, if you ask me the question, I think Archie Self is going to take some beating. But Dean Finn is the type of player where he can have devastating bursts. And I think if anyone is going to stop Archie tonight, it will be Dean Finn.
A reminder then of what is coming up for the remainder of this evening. These are the semi-finals. Dean Finn will face Tommy Lisman in the first one. Archie Self will take on Martin Turner in the second. The players who won the group, of course, will have the throw. Based on what we've seen so far, are you expecting those two players who've got the throw to win?
Absolutely, yeah. That's where I see it. A final between Archie and Dean, and then, as Glenn said, Dean has got the game to get past Archie Self, but for me, I'm just edging towards a 16-year-old.
I would say when you do win tournaments, sometimes you need a little bit of luck. Something's niggle at the back of my mind about Tommy Lisman also. Sort of fascinating set of semi-finals. Bring it on.
Yeah, they're just warming up behind us, actually, Tommy Lisman and Dean Finn. What does Tommy need to do? You mentioned a bit of luck. He actually, similar to Mervyn King, but not in such a defeatist way, said that he hasn't been playing that well this week. He knows that there's more to come. He's kind of been stumbling through, but he keeps winning, doesn't he?
He's played at player championship level. He's a cracking player, and sometimes you've got to take a step backwards to go forwards. He's just become a dad. His priorities have changed. He's got a big opportunity right now. He's got to grasp it.
Right, we'll let you grasp the microphones in the commentary box. It is time for the first semi-final.
For his third match start, just goes in the big number.
Game shot of the match.
Unbelievable. Was 3-0 down. He was done and dusted. But now he's back in the game.
Here we go then. Dean Finn and Tommy Lisman ready to do battle for a place in the final tonight. There will be a new name on the Modus Super Series Roll of Honour. None of the players in the final four have lifted the trophy before. It's a chance for these two players who have been knocking on the door in previous visits here. Dean Finn, runner-up in week 12, in fact, of the last series. Does he go one better this time around, or can Tommy Lisman find another gear and take that trophy back to Hull? Semi-final one then about to get underway. Glenn and Laura have returned to the commentary box to talk you through this game.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, really actually looking forward to this, because I think if you ask both players, I think...
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First flag, Dean to throw first. Game on.
I think both players will go into this game, Laura, thinking they can win this game. And that's, belief is such an important aspect in the game of darts as well. I think there'll be a lot of relief that Merv King is out. Listening to the interviews before
49.
A dart was thrown, he was seen as the real danger, the big favourite. I mean, Archie Self looks like he's that player right now.
43.
But this is a game, and these are the types of opportunities, that the hours that you practice, the travelling that you do, these are the moments you've just got to grab hold of it.
82.
Yeah, and it's interesting hearing your thoughts when it came to Tommy Lisman, that actually does this now feel like a bit of a free roll, because he was looking down and out, wasn't he? At 3-0 down in that second match to get across the line, and the manner that he had to do, he had to survive 10-match darts from Jim Mayer. So the fact that he's here and he's got almost a second bite of the cherry, and is that conducive to see some of the best darts from Tommy Lisman?
It should do, Laura. He should relax. In
98.
fact, I even wrote on my notes there to Hull and back, because we said he was out. He should have been on his way home. And, you can win tournaments where sometimes you just get that little bit of a break. And
100.
We talk about fine margins. We talk about mindset. And if you can just almost tell yourself, tonight is my night.
174.
There's a real grimace on the face of Tommy Lisman there as he pins the 174.
I'd be disappointed with that last start there, especially when that first start was just so sweet.
Treble 19 would have left the ball, so Dean Finn
98.
Whole throw in this first semi-final. 86 required.
Yeah, this is an important passage of play for me. It's on the throw of Dean Finn. His opponent sat pretty. This is a big dart for Dean Finn. And he's up for the challenge. And listen to the roar there from Dean Finn. A big moment for the Irishman. That is a superb finish.
First, game on.
But also for me, this has been the most positive start to a match so far this evening for Tommy Lisman.
100.
Yes, it could go tight, but it's a job well done so far for Dean Finn in a sense that he had the throw by winning Group 1. You hold your throw.
140.
There's less nerves in the second leg when you know that it's not the end of the world if you lose this one. This is when you have them chances.
43.
He's deep in thought. He's heard the 43. Big opportunity.
Yeah, massive, and one he'd love to take. Yeah, when we
55.
As dart players, when you're thinking about the game, you know, you're thinking right now it's just hold and throw, and this is what Tommy Lisman will be thinking, and it kind of just moves that added element of pressure backwards and
96.
forwards. We talk about it as easy sat in here, but we know up on that stage it's a lot more difficult.
Yeah, there's that little devil in the mind that decides to put other equations into the situation. The great players are able to forget all that. And as I mentioned earlier, Dean Finn had about half an hour on Thursday night where he was throwing darts that were from
56.
the gods.
Dean Yuka, 170.
He left the 170 in the previous one.
But looking to set up. And again, it's great setup play here for Dean Finn, who is just primed here to go 2 legs to nil.
58. Dean Yuka, 36.
It was a beautiful hold to throw with an 86 finish. You heard how much it meant to him as he roared that last double 16 in. That's the perfect marker for double 18. Honestly, it was.
20. Tommy Yuka, 148.
So the commentator strikes again, but 148. This is no easy task here for Tommy Lisman.
I think if there was a speech bubble coming out of Tommy Lisman right now, he was thinking, nobody wants to beat me.
78. Dean Yuka, 16.
Well, Dean left it. This for a 2-0 lead.
Getting shot on the second leg, Dean Finn.
2-0 it is. Tommy
Third
Lisman
leg,
now,
Dean,
has he
to
got
third
any kind of response? Because Dean Finn in the ascendancy here has the opportunity to go 3 legs to nil. He's got that advantage of throwing first.
Yes, I went through, I think it was 2 full days in B and C without a 4-0 victory. Tonight we've had 3 already. There really has been an element of one-sided games, and in rapid time, Dean Finn leads this one. He's halfway through
99.
to another final.
$85.
It's a good find with that last start. You don't want to afford Tommy Lisman any real opportunity, because we know that from this kind of position when he was playing against Jim Meyer, it seemed to just relax. The shoulder just dropped down ever so slightly, and then he was free flowing and hitting those big maximums. He hit 3 180s in that previous match.
140.
Yeah, one thing that's very noticeable, Dean Finn, is when people do hit him hard, he often has an answer with a response. That was an excellent response. Both players are finding the trebles with real ease right now.
$99. Tommy the car, 142.
As Lisman got a big 3-figure out in the lockup. And again, at important moments, the darts just go a bit awry for Tommy Lisman.
You saw the frustration with the first dart, but the last dart just keeps him involved. Why does that happen when you want to stay straight? Well, that's the ideal for the bullseye.
41.
I don't know if you noticed there, but Tommy Lisman was nodding in the background. He thought that ball was going to go.
Well, quite simply, this has to go. Just the one dart at tops. It's got to get him going. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's like a cat with 9 lives tonight. Lishman back into this match.
4-point Tommy to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, and that walk back and that smile from Tommy Lishman tells me he's feeling exactly the same. He's not playing at his absolute best, nowhere near what we saw in his Group B campaign, but still he's getting away with it and players are letting him in and he's been able to punish.
I think I was nodding my head as you were saying that there, Laura, because it's almost like this is my night. Even though I'm not playing great, players are giving me opportunities, and when I am getting the odd dart here and there, I'm producing the goods. This was a player that was 3-0 down. He lost his opening game in Group 2 by 4 legs to 0. He was 3-0 down in his next game. He was out. He looked dejected. He looked fed up. But just produced the goods because his opponent missed 10, 11, 12 match darts.
44.
And here he is again. Finn was dominant, leading 2-0. Missed his opportunity. He's very much now in this game.
Goes back perhaps to what Tommy Lishman was saying to Chris Murphy earlier on this evening, that he is that type of player that would rather grind out 5 results but be the right
91.
side of them than play fantastic darts and not win the matches. And that's kind of what he's done so far tonight.
92.
I'm surprised Chris Murphy didn't call him the Lishman lobber. I was about to say, sure, he's not leaving out 170 again. Crucial moments. One more time. It's on the throw of Lishman. That would be in for a beautiful finish. 158, always tricky. Chance for Finn.
Just straight, stay straight. And it's the ball for a 130.
105. Dominic Carr, 60.
Yeah, once again, fine margins. You just heard the audience just getting involved. There on tender hooks. It's double top.
50. Dino Carr, 25.
Surely no more chances, Laura.
Yeah, is that the miss that is going to be most costly for Tommy Lishman? Narrowly finds the single 9. Has to move across the oche, just trying to open up that angle on the double 8.
9.
Just overcooks it.
Tommy Carr, 10.
Nobody wants to beat Tommy Lishman. Another chance. And he's back in this game. Somehow, Tommy Lishman is level at 2-2.
Game on.
The first real reaction we've heard from Tommy Lishman, a bit of a get-in at the end of that leg. He's got parity at 2 apiece, but again, he's had to survive darts from his opponent.
125. 139.
He's beginning to believe. He's beginning to think it's his night. Dean Finn has thrown everything at him. 7 missed darts at a double for Dean Finn. He could have been in the distance. He's still throwing and scoring well. But Lishman beginning to find the trebles himself.
94.
Dean Finn just needs to keep that level of focus. Don't afford any opportunities, but that is a big chance on the Finn throw for Tommy Lishman.
He'll go back to the 20s this time for Tommy to leave the 170.
58.
That's unlucky. That's a couple of darts on the wire there. Finn was in cruise control. Can he find that treble 20 bed again?
91.
He can't find the treble 20, but picked off the treble 17.
Yeah, and you heard what he thought about that as well. a scream of come on. He's really pumped his Dean Finn.
24. Dinakar 154.
And he has the ascendancy again. There's the wry smile of Lisman. Almost saying it doesn't matter because they can't finish against me.
40.
And another slip, another troublous visit for Dean Finn.
92. Dinakar 114.
It's been a strange all night. It really has. Lisman down to a potential 2-dart finish. Dean Finn just taking his time. Is he looking downstairs to goal on the 19s? 95 points left means he'll stay there.
$74.
Dean Finn tidies it up nicely. But this is another key passage of play, and it's 2 darts for Tommy Lisman at tops.
54. Dinakar 40.
Well, I don't know about you, Laura, but I fully expected that tops to go. It's been that sort of past 90 minutes for that man in your picture there. He's getting unexpected opportunities. This time he doesn't take it. Dean Finn, he looks focused. Look at the determination in the eyes there. But he's going further away from the target. That's a dart! And that's a roar there from Dean Finn. That's what it meant to him.
Game on.
He goes one away.
Tommy Lisman just in the background shaking his head because that was an opportunity for him to take the lead for the first time in this match. And just think back, Tommy Lisman did not lead over Jim Mayer until that very last leg. If he's to make it through to the final, it's going to have to be the same outcome.
Disappointing start to this leg, and once again Dean Finn just takes his time. It's almost like after that roar, he's just getting
100.
His breathing, just making sure he feels good. It's a steady start without being spectacular, but he'll be happy when he turns round.
59.
Salvages some of that last visit with the treble 19.
$44.
Yeah, my worry sometimes for Dean Finn, he was very vocal about how much he wants to get across the line, how much he wants to win the title. And it's just trying to find that balance between the wanting and the desire to win, but just not overdoing it. And sometimes the intensity that he is throwing with may just be a little bit too much.
I was in an airport with little Richard Ashdown once, and he said, Glenn, that's your problem with your game. He said, don't dip too early for the winning line. And when I was in situations like this that Dean was in, that was forever on my mind. It's the best bit of advice where to help me stay composed in situations like this for Dean. He looks composed. He's in an excellent situation here. How can he see it out?
Yeah, that's a perfect first dart. It's a perfect second dart. Can he find his first maximum of the match? We'll settle for a 140 at this stage.
Yeah, for any dart player, 82 is a real finish that they like. How much pressure will be on it?
58.
Not enough.
Dinakar 82.
Dean Finn will start at the centre of the board. Time on his side. He'd be disappointed with that. Quickly looks at the 19s for double 11. Fantastic! Dean Finn is through to another final here at the Modus Super Series, and the luck in the end for Tommy Lisman just ran out, much to the delight of Dean Finn. He was a deserved winner throughout that game, but once again Tommy Lisman showed a little bit of resilience throughout that game. But for me, the deserved player is through. Dean Finn is a finalist one more time, but who will he play? Because next up it's Archie Self against Martin Turner.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series finals night here on Pluto TV. It's been an exciting evening of darts, and there will be a new name on the trophy. But this afternoon, there was a familiar one when the WADC Winmore Championship Tour finals took place.
The 2025 Winmore WADC Championship Tour winner, retaining her title, Gemma Hayter!
Yeah, Gemma Hayter retaining that title, winning here last year and again today after a thrilling final against Lisa Ashton. Laura, you were watching all the action today, and it was a really entertaining afternoon of arrows.
It really was. It was, a great culmination of a year-long tour with the WADC. Every player that qualified through, they really did give it their all, put in some really good performances. But yeah, Gemma Hayter, she just managed to cling on and hold on to the title because it was a really tight final.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of expected that would be the final when we saw they were the top two seeds. But the other women really played their parts as well today, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Glenn and I were talking about it, and it was just a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon of darts. I think everyone just, they gave it their all. They played, we saw some brilliant stuff. Sue Lowther making a debut here. We had Steph Clark back, Angela Kirkwood, Eve Watson as well. Honestly, the field was really, really strong. It was just the two top seeds. They just had that bit too much for the rest of them.
Yeah, one or two have stayed behind to watch this evening's action as well. A little bit more camera time, although I'm not sure it's always been wanted. But Gemma Hayter and Lisa Ashton, of course, are heading to Alexandra Palace. So Hayter got the win, of course, but that's good preparation for both of them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And even though Lisa didn't get across the line, she did have a match start to win. But also, it was the context of the match, because Gemma Hayter ran into a 3-0 lead. Lisa then pegged her back to go 4-3 ahead. So there's so much that both the women can take into the Alexandra Palace, but it's thoroughly entertaining.
And just quickly, a slightly expanded format for next year as well. So we'll see even more strength in depth from the women's tour.
Yeah, absolutely. It's moving from 8 to 16. So again, and there is that strength in depth. You just look at the players that haven't actually qualified that we've seen here previously. I mean, you've got the likes of like Rhiannon O'Sullivan, you've got Dita Heaven who's won it before. There's lots of opportunity to see and showcase more players. Lauren Salter, as we mentioned, who's down there in the crowd, she was supporting Joe Locke. So yeah, I'm very excited to see who's gonna make it through next year.
Yeah, and there will be a couple of women taking part in the ADC Global Championship as well. That gets underway here on Pluto TV from December the 1st. But back to tonight, quick word on the semi-final that we just saw. It did start to look like Tommy was going to continue to be a nuisance, didn't it? But Dean Finn finally managed to get over the line.
Yeah, it felt at 2 apiece. It kind of felt like it was going to be fated, especially when Tommy Lisman had 2 darts at tops to go 3-2 up. But yeah, Dean Finn, he just dug deep. He didn't panic. He didn't let anything, his head run away with him, and managed to secure the win in the end. And it's kind of what we were predicting a bit earlier on.
Yeah, and the other prediction was Archie Self to get through and make it that Finn Self final. But let's make a case for Martin Turner. What does he need to do to upset the odds here?
Look, Martin Turner's been really quite consistent so far tonight and so far this week. He's a player with a lot of experience. He's been in finals here before. He's just never quite got across the line. It's a massive opportunity for him. He's got all that experience that he can draw upon, but he knows he's going to have to hit the ground running, because what we saw in that last match from Archie Self, he'd upped that level.
Yeah, he certainly did. Right, let's get the game underway then. Archie Self, the 16-year-old, taking on one of the more senior stars of the sport in Martin Turner in semi-final number 2.
But I hope he sees the positives. So many positives about Archie Self. 2 wins out of 2. The favourite for the competition is really up against it, because Martin Turner's won the opening game by 4 legs to 0.
Right, the pair of them on stage then to see who will join Dean Finn in the final. Will it be the experienced arrows ace, Martin Turner, the Yorkshireman, or Archie Self, who has taken the Super Series by storm on the week that he turned 16? Chasing sweet success, will he fulfill that teenage dream tonight? Let's see then, back in the company of Laura Turner, who has rejoined Glenn Durrant.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. When you talk about youth versus experience than you are talking about Archie Self versus Martin Turner. Martin with bags of experience on the PDC circuit. Some of the WDF stories are out there with the other York lads, the Darren Johnsons, the Mark Lawrences, the Simon Cravens. Has he ever been in a situation, a semi-final against such a precocious, such a talented young 16-year-old? He's got excellent backing behind him.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Archie to throw first. Game on.
A great family, great management who I've just been speaking to as well. They've got the fingers crossed it can get over the line as well here. But Laura, it's a clash of style, a clash of ages, clash of experience. But you have to fancy young Archie Self.
Yeah, well, so far tonight he has put in the best performance in that 4-1 victory over Jim Mayer. But Martin Turner, he's not a player to be underestimated. He generally goes under the radar when he comes here at the Super Series. He's made a couple of finals previously. He got that initial 4-0 win over Mervyn King as well. Really set the tone for that group.
100.
Yeah, the positive, Laura, for Martin Turner is that when he left Group C on Friday afternoon,
140.
I said to you, many congratulations, Martin, because it got a little bit hairy at the end of it. And he said, Glenn, I am going to win it on Saturday night. And that's the type of confidence that you need. I don't get the sense he's overthinks things. And he should really relish this opportunity.
89.
Again, great use of the board there for Archie Self to leave himself on a double after just 12 darts. And if Martin Turner's got any ambition of picking up the title, this is going to be a really tough task to get past Archie.
Right across the right-hand side. There's a little nervous look over at the scoreboard, but also a bit of a wry smile when he realised that Turner was so far back.
77. As your car, 32.
Good find with that last dart. Leaves himself on a finish, but it's all academic in the end. Archie Self out in 16.
Second leg, Martin to throw first. Game on.
And it's just complete focus and composure from both players.
Martin Turner said he's gone back to an old set of darts, an old setup, that real small flight. It's a quirky throw, it's a quirky style, but let me tell you,
60.
The setup of the dart makes the angles, as we can see in that shot there. I mean, they can go in to the left, to the right, they can understack, but they just seem to work for Martin. It's the type of dart that's got him over the line in prestigious tournaments like the Isle of Man Open, like the Welsh Open.
83.
He's won big matches over the years. He said he wasn't that match sharp. He's had a bit of a period off. But maybe playing players like Archie Self will give him that hunger again. First 180 of the match for Archie.
Yeah, considering he was saying that he hasn't done so much in terms of the WDF tour like we've seen from him previously. To get through to this stage is no mean feat in itself, but it is Archie Self that's just making big strides in the second semi-final.
11 darter, and I just want to take you back a couple of weeks, Laura. Last Saturday with Charlie Manby. I was sort of left disappointed. I thought even some of his behaviours on the stage was so unlike Charlie. And then in the semi-final, he made a real statement performance of over 108 average. Are we seeing something similar from this wonderful talent?
140.
Yeah, well, it's definitely looking like he's on course for doing something very special here in semi-final 2.
$81.
Yes, right now his average is over 112. Why do I open my mouth, Laura? Tell me. Just hit me.
I do try and tell you sometimes, Glenn, but when do you listen?
Sorry?
Yeah, very good. There was a match in Group A, and believe it was against Jim Mayer,
100.
that we were talking records, 3 legs in, averaging in excess of 130 at one point. Did drop off in the last couple of legs
100.
for Archie Self, but they're the levels that he's got.
Yes, you're not meant to be this good at 16-year-old. He's got about 30 years before he peaks. Joking aside, this has to go for Martin Turner. He was the big underdog going into this game. You can just see Archie in the background there, just a little touch of the towel.
36.
This you feel for an unassailable 3-0 lead.
Double 9 can be awkward.
32.
And it's a slip into the 14. It's probably a better slip than the 9, but that is only if he gets back to the oche.
34.
You have to take the chances. Martin's not someone to show too much animation, but you could see the frustration even more when he turned round. Because Archie Self and his friends and family will be delighted to see that the scoreline is 3 legs to 0.
Little drop dart there, and in terms of averages, Archie Self again looking just around just south of the 100 mark.
40.
Yeah, to try and sustain those averages, never the easiest, but from averaging over 130 after 3 legs, and tonight averaging over 112 after 2 and a bit legs. You know, his time will come. You know, he will manage, he will maintain, he will get better. We've had some unbelievable stories.
100.
The biggest story that we've ever had at the Modus Super Series is the Luke Littler evolving from a young player into a real
96.
superstar. Are we witnessing something similar?
$97.
We were chatting, weren't we, Laura, about Lakeside next week, and you went, Glenn, don't forget Mitchell Lorry. There's another player at 14-year-old who's doing things that he could even go and win Lakeside.
Yeah, another massive talent. And this is a massive finish for Martin Turner.
88.
Going to happen, but he's got time on his side in this leg. Yeah, Mitchell Lorry, and that's someone that Archie Self will have to try and negotiate to navigate if he has any chance of retaining the boys WDF title.
To stay in this match,
How's your car? 132.
is it going to be a champagne way of finishing? It's not going to be. But he does leave double top. And quite simply, Martin Turner, after 4 missed starts at a double so far, you can't afford another miss.
20. And
it is another miss, and it is a match-winning chance for Archie Self. And no mistake there for Archie Self. Gets across the line, 4 legs to 0 over Martin Turner. Archie Self will be making his way to a final on debut here at the Super Series, where he's taking on Dean Finn. In terms of the stats, you can have a look for yourself. Martin Turner, 7 missed opportunities, but it's all about Archie Self so far this week. And we'll take a short break and return for that final.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darton tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darton double 16 gets the job done there for Jorgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up, to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He kind of split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Go. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series live on Pluto TV, where we have the final, and it's a final that our Premier pundits thought we might get. Dean Finn taking on Archie Self, who got the better of Martin Turner 4-0. He has dominated the night, hasn't he, the 16-year-old? Dean Finn beat Tommy Lisman 4-2 in the first semi-final. Glenn and Laura have joined me. We'll start with Dean. He was your pick, Glenn, so we'll start with you. Tommy came back at him a little bit, didn't he? But he managed to put him away.
Honestly, I thought we'd be talking round about now the fact that Tommy Lisman could be just having one of those competitions where you probably get all your luck in one competition. It was just strange. And when it went to 2-2, but fair play to Dean Finn. He showed that little bit of resilience as well. He's super focused and one of those players that likes to give a scream and a shout after each egg. Let his opponent know. But more importantly, let yourself know. He's desperate. Laura mentioned in there that there's a fine line when you want something too much, and he'll just need to manage that. Well, job done in getting to the final. Are we going to see the best from Finn?
Yeah, a bit of a pit bull type player, isn't he, Dean Finn? Just likes to fight, and particularly when we saw what happened with Tommy earlier tonight, he will have known how key it was not to let him get to that 3-3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tommy Lisman had an opportunity on the 94 to actually take the lead at one point, and it was looking very unlikely because of the way that Dean Finn started. But as we say, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And Dean did warm to the task towards the back end, did deny him any more chances. So, yeah, ultimately job done.
The mental side of the game is important as well, and we spoke about the way other players spoke tonight. Mervyn King said he wasn't feeling great, not if he doesn't play well, he's not going to win. That happened to be the case. So Tommy Lisman not playing well, he's not in the final. But Dean Finn said, semi-finals before, final last time, tonight I'm going to win.
It's almost like you've got to try and lie. It deceives yourself. Tell yourself you're playing well. I was really disappointed, in particular the Merv King interview, because he's our star attraction. He's the one the players were even saying, well, Merv King goes into a big fit. So make a statement. Let them know that you're feeling really good. If I'd have been playing Merv King and I heard that interview, I'd have been all over it. So the mental side of the game is as much as 50-60% of it. If you're feeling good and you've got the belief, that's half the battle.
And Dean Finn's got to be feeling good. In fact, he was almost feeling so good earlier in the week when he nearly produced a perfect leg.
And this is what we're saying. We know that there are times where Dean Finn, he's got these patches of play where he's unstoppable, he's explosive. And this is just another reminder of the levels that he's got. For me, it's just doing it on a more consistent basis. I don't mean 9 dart attempts on a regular basis, although we would love that. But it just shows that, he has got that ability. And when you combine it with the belief, as Glenn said, then that's a really dangerous combination.
Yeah, and this was the moment that he thought he was going to write his name into Super Series history.
Yeah, we were getting really excited at this point. We just sat up in the comms box there. But there was also something just on the left-hand side before that 141 there as well. 9 180s hit in that game. It was incredible. And that was the point I was trying to get across at the beginning of the show as well. He's had patches where he's looked the best player this week. It's his job now to try and sustain that.
Yeah, and he couldn't have done much when he played in the final last time around. That was a rather incredible match. We can look back at that now, and I mean, this man just went absolutely crazy against him.
And like you say, there are times when you just have to put your hands up and just, you've just been beaten by the better player, and that was the outcome in that match for Dean Finn. But like I said, it's a different match here. This is, again, no easy task for him. He's going into, meet Archie Self. Archie Self has only dropped one leg so far this evening. So, yeah, he knows he's going to have another big challenge on his hand, but it's another crack at getting his hands on a title.
Yeah, there was a 9-darter in that final, 120 average as well.
Average. Yeah, it was one of the great Saturday night ones because we've been striving for that 9-darter here. Danny Van Tripe is a real top guy. So not only the 9-darter, very reminiscent of that 1 hour of play of Darryl Pilgrim with 9 darters and 122 averages. But he bounced back well, Dean Finn, and it would have been poetic justice if he could have got that 9-darter this week.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be the sort of sideshow this time, but Archie Self has become the main story, hasn't he? 16 years old, in the final on debut, and as you said, he's just breezing past all of his opponents so far.
Yeah, he's just made everything look really simple, really straightforward tonight. He's been very professional. He's taken decisions that probably, you feel are beyond his years. He's setting up when he could go for a bullseye finish. And to me, that just shows a level of maturity and a confidence in his own game. And it's just now transpiring that, like I said before, he's lost one leg, just the one leg all evening. And if that's something, if it's the levels that he's going to maintain, then for me, it's Dean Finn that just needs to bring up that levels. We know he can, but can he do it on the final? And
he has had it all his own way so far this evening. Finn might pose more of a fight for him. What have you seen this week that makes you think he can live with that?
And I think that's a very valid point. Dean Finn, if you're looking at a way to try and attack Archie, he must be thinking, is it really this easy to win a Saturday night here at the Modus Super Series? And well, it's not. So there's always going to be an obstacle. And for Dean Finn, he's got to hit Archie early. He's got to put him under some pressure. See how he responds. Because as you've rightly mentioned there, it's just been far too easy right now. The early exchanges will be key.
They met in Group B. Archie won both those games 4-2 and 4-1. How much does that come into play now?
I mean, this is the final. This is the last. The last match. You will have the confidence of knowing that you've beaten your opponent. And the one thing I will say about Archie Self, from when you spoke to him early on, he knows exactly how the results have gone so far this week. He knew who he'd beaten. He knew who'd beaten him so far. So yeah, that will definitely be in the back of his mind. So I think for him, it will give him that little bit of an edge, a bit more confidence going into this fixture. However, I think for Dean Finn, he's not thinking about that. He's just got his eyes focused on that prize, and it's all about this one match.
Yeah, and one of the rewards for winning the match you're about to play is a place at Champions Week, which gets underway on Monday. These are the weekly winners from Series 12. Carl Wilkinson won Week 1, followed by Keegan Brown, Neil Duff and David Pallett. Then a former champion in Jensen Walker winning Week 5. David Evans, Jamie Owens and Tom Sykes, twice a series finalists following him. Derek Coulson, Glenn mentioned him as a potential winner earlier. Alex Small, and last week Charlie Manby booking his place at Champions Week. Whoever joins that lineup is going to be part of a really interesting week of players. But just looking at the list, just pick a couple of names out who you are thinking might be main contenders.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you can make an argument for any of them, but I agree with Glenn in terms of Derek Coulson. I absolutely love what he's doing here at the Modus Super Series and away from it, but also Tom Sykes. Tom Sykes really, for me, has made his name here, and he's come so close to picking up a Champions Week before that, yeah, the levels that he can produce and what we've seen from him, it wouldn't surprise me if he eventually got across the line and won a Champions Week.
Glenn, ADC Global Championship coming up here, but this is kind of a a British Isles Championship, isn't it? That for the first time since Series 1, nobody outside the UK and Ireland would have qualified for Champions Week.
And nearly a third of them could have been Yorkshiremen. If Martin tonight, I really enjoyed that one as well. It's big news at home. You know, it's not just sort of, hey, I mean, Jamie Owens is in it for our Teesside area. He's a real powerhouse. You know, when you talk about mindset, there's a guy who thinks he can beat anybody on any given day. But the highlight for me in Series 12 was the emotion of Keegan Brown. It'd be great to see him do really well.
Yeah, we will confirm by the end of the evening the full lineup for Champions Week and the groups that the players are going to be in as well. But back to tonight then, and the final is set. It is going to be a meeting between Dean Finn and Archie Self. Just looking ahead to the match, bit of support in the crowd for Archie Self. Dean Finn has got a couple of people over from Ireland, from his family as well. How much does having that, is it a comfort or can it become a distraction?
I think we saw with Gemma Hayter today, it can bring its own problems. Now, if you ask any dart player, they'd rather have the support on their side. But sometimes you just need the one voice. They've been immaculate tonight, just as they were this afternoon. So I don't see an advantage either way. I think the darts will do the talking.
Well, it might be an advantage is in who throws first. And I can now confirm that Archie Self has won the bull. How big an advantage is that going to be?
It could be massive. You know, this could be a match, as Glenn said, you know, Dean Finn has got those levels, you know, to compete with Archie Self, and it could just be one of those games. You know, it's a final. We don't know, you know, it's a position that Archie's never found himself in terms of here at the Modus Super Series, but yeah, it could be all important.
At the WADC this afternoon, the same question was asked. It went down to a last leg decide. It was a thrilling game. Gemma Hayter won the bullseye, went on to win the game.
And both those semi-finals were won with the throw as well, although they were quite dominant wins. Are you expecting a close final here?
I'd like to see a close final, absolutely. I think out of the two, Archie, because of how he's performed tonight, he's the player for me that would have the ability to run away with the final. It's down to Dean Finn just to find those more consistent, bigger levels, and then stop that from happening. And I think, you know, it's going to have to be done quite early because Archie's just looked like a really solid front runner.
Glenn, how do you see this playing out?
Yeah, you know, I agree with Laura. I think she's absolutely nailed that. If anyone's going to run away, it will be Archie. I'm going to be a little bit greedy in a sense. I want to see how Archie reacts when it's not going his way. I'd like to see Dean Finn take the lead. Let's see what he's really made of. But it's going to be a great final.
Yeah, I haven't said the L word yet, and I'm not going to. But is there a danger that Archie Self, the occasion could get to him, or do you think that he's achieved enough in his youth career that tonight should be water off a duck's back?
From what I've seen from him up on the stage, you know, he doesn't look fazed by being here. He looks very confident, very comfortable. So I don't think that this is going to particularly faze him. As you say, he's won massive tournaments. You know, he's the world boys champion in the WDF as well. So yeah, I think this is maybe just the next progression into the senior game.
Well, let's get one word from each of you, Self or Finn. Glenn?
I said Finn at the beginning, so I'm going to go Self.
Well, I'm going to stick with Self.
There we go. Selfish picks from Laura Turner and Glenn Durham. But the final sees a 16-year-old talent take to the Super Series stage against a player in Dean Finn who's been getting closer and closer. Is he about to cross the line?
For double 11. Fantastic. Dean Finn is through.
And no mistake there for Archie Self. Gets across the line.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series, Series 12, Week 12, Grand Final, live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our two finalists. Please welcome them both on stage, Dean Finn and Archie Self.
Paul Hinks getting the players onto the stage ahead of this final, and it's a final that presents a last chance to make it through to Champions Week in the final series of 2025 here in Portsmouth. Archie Self, the youngster who has certainly made a name for himself over the course of the last 6 days. Can he take that next step and make it through to the Champions Week at the first attempt? Just 16 years of age, a debutant here, and what a debut dream it has been for him. Will that dream end in glory, or will Dean Finn, who's been knocking on the door, manage to cross the line finally? Made a semi-final on his first appearance, a final in the previous series. Will he lift that trophy and have that medal round his neck at the end of this race to 4 legs? Let's find out. Back to our commentary team of Laura Turner and Glenn Durrant.
Yeah, for the final time, thank you very much, Chris.
Archie to throw first. Game on.
It's been a fabulous, fabulous week of darts. From the incredible Merv King winning Group A to some sparkling darts where we couldn't pick
100.
2 players from 3 in Group C. The one player that has really shone brightest has been a 16-year-old prodigy by the name
96.
of Archie Self. He's up against Dean Finn, a player who's just so desperate to win a week. He's come so close
100.
before, and he will test Archie in this game. But Laura, Archie will go into it as a big favourite. I think Dean Finn has to do some damage early if he's going to have any chance.
Yeah, I agree, because the one thing we've learned about Archie Self is when he's got that lead and that bit between the teeth, he really can run away with matches. Just the solitary leg gone against him so far tonight.
100.
And he's made a very steady start. 3 consecutive tons to kick off this final. And the other thing for Archie Self, he hasn't got the
82.
scars that, say, a Dean Finn has got. Dean has spoken so many times about how much he wants to pick up the title. Semi-finalist and a
100.
runner-up, but for Archie Self here on debut, just seems to be free-rolling.
Well, he could almost do the perfect 15 darter here. Ton. To leave the 101, he looks relaxed.
47.
The question
Archie
was
Self,
asked, would the
101.
occasion be too big for him? Well, I think he's answered that already with his first 12 darters, double 12.
89.
Almost the perfect red pen leg, as Paul Nicholson coins it. Just on account of the fact that we used to write down the scores, and if you scored over a ton, you'd write it in a red
98.
pen.
Yes, the
Archie
good old
Class
Super
12.
League sheets. For Archie for the opening leg. Centre of the board.
6.
Is there going to be a
Dean
twist in the
Carl,
tail? I
120.
did say that Dean Finn, if he's going to win this match, he has to take the early legs. It's an unexpected opportunity, but it's a chance. He needs the treble. Gets the treble.
100. Archie Car 6.
Almost gets the double.
Gage on the
Archie
first
Self
leg, Archie
makes no
Self.
mistake this time round.
Second leg, Dean to throw first. Game on.
One dart at double to take an early breaker throw to really put Archie Self on the back foot from the off. And it was a great effort from Dean Finn, but just the wrong
100.
side of the wire.
$80.
But equally, this leg feels very important for Dean Finn because, as we keep saying, you don't want to give Archie Self the opportunity to run away with it. And it's a great couple of opening throws from Dean Finn.
I mean, we saw the example of what Dean Finn did in
96.
Group B. He had the attempt at the 9 darters, Tommy Lisman. Still smiling. It could have been oh so different for Tommy, but we'll see him back on the stage, no doubt, very soon.
32.
I just felt that one opportunity that Dean had in that first leg, it's almost like he can't afford to make
97.
any sort of mistakes. And that score of 32 after the ton and ton 40 start is an error. But he's back in the red bit.
He's just showing that tenacity that's got him through to the final.
101.
Just
58.
such an easy,
Junior
rhythmical
Carl,
throw.
128.
That dart has just sat so softly in the hands. You would think he's just playing down at the academy darts, but this is good from Finn. 67 points left, so he's down to 50 points.
170.
We've waxed lyrical about this young man. He's done absolutely everything this week. He's had an immaculate night.
145.
And you heard that big groan from the crowd. They thought they were being treated to the big fish. A little smile towards the camera as well from Archie Self, but Dean Finn misses the big number, so it's one dart, double A, and you heard the roar from Dean Finn.
Third leg Archie to throw first. Game on.
Well, on the Richter scale, that's up there with some of the biggest roars I've had on that stage. He certainly let Archie know what smile on the
44.
face after the 170 finish. But I like it. I like clash of styles. I like clash of personalities. I want people to be different. You've got this young talent who's making the game look ridiculously easy against a player where winning here could arguably be his biggest night in darts. $5,000 to the win and a chance
140.
to top that up to £30,000 if you can go and win Champions Week as well. Life-changing. Hence the roar.
59.
Yeah, and I often think the players that win in a series towards the back end, so weeks kind of 10, 11, 12, they don't have that elongated wait to return back to the Super Series for Champions Week. And I just think it maybe has a little bit of an additional advantage because you think back, it feels like a long time ago that we saw Carl Wilkinson here lifting the trophy.
Yeah, we had a conversation once. I think the ideal is winning week 10, week 11. I think week 12 has its own problems. Searching for a laundrette if
55.
Merv King was going to win it tonight. But I think if you're offered any player, any chance to play in Champions Week for the biggest prize in amateur darts right now, you take it. Beautiful from Archie Self. The 162 on the 18s. But still a chance here for Finn. He's back in that treble again.
Full focus from Finn.
94. Archie Carr, 143.
Pressure on the 143. It would just be a hold, a throw, and just that drop dart with the first.
58. Daniel Carr, 89.
Once again, that's part of the process for Dean. It just gives himself a second. You have to feel right when you get in the Rocky. Let me tell you, the adrenaline will be going through the roof right now. Though you wouldn't be able to tell because that is a sublime finish. He silences the crowd. Finn leads 2 legs to 1.
Game on.
Quiet celebration from the Finn fans in the crowd. But that leg there, that breaker throw could be huge.
$100.
Yeah, we've already seen Tommy Lisman in the audience. He's stayed back to watch this game.
41.
It's great to see the players just staying in the audience. Just see Martin Turner out my window as well.
I'm just wondering now, has Dean Finn found that formula to get past Archie Self? He really is motoring now.
56.
And that was the question, you know, Chris asked me there. I want to see the reaction from Archie Self now he's up against it. Because Finn is in the mood.
59.
And obviously throughout the week there has been challenges. And there is Martin Turner watching on. There have been points where Archie Self has found himself on the back foot and had to try and fight his way back
60.
into a fixture. But he hasn't had that type of pressure tonight. It really has been plain sailing. But Dean Finn's got other ideas.
46.
Yeah, that's a frustrating score. You can just sort of see the reaction. The reactions for the pair of them.
140.
Classy response there from young Archie. Big moments for the pair of them. An advantage. Dean Finn.
82.
And that could be a big last start. He knows he'll be back for 74. What kind of pressure will he be under?
100. Daniel Carr, 74.
There is some pressure. But these are the types of moments that you put the hours and hours of practice in it. What a dart. We've seen an 89 finish in 2 darts. Add the 74 to it. Dean Finn is on a mission. He likes it.
Fifth leg Archie to throw first. Game on.
The only
58.
miss at a double so far for Dean Finn came in that very first leg where he missed the 120 finish. Since then, absolute perfection on the outer ring. You can see there 75%, 3 from 4, and that has been a real telling factor 100. in this match because he hasn't allowed Archie Self to come back to the oche, come back to take out these long range finishes.
Interesting, Laura, that we said the dynamic
59.
that Dean Finn might be able to beat Archie Self was his scoring power. When it's actually the total opposite. His doubles has been a real masterclass so far. Under pressure, those 89 finishes, those 74 finishes, they hurt your opponent.
45.
Well, they are most certainly hurting the chances of Archie Self lifting the title here on debut. But what a time to find the first maximum. For Self, this is a leg that he threw
45.
first in, and he should get across the line first, but Dean Finn, he's got the advantage. He could see the match out.
Hold, break, hold. That's the plan for Archie Self. We wanted to ask him questions. How would he react? Well, he's reacting fantastically well.
140.
That still doesn't get down to a finish.
64.
So Self looking good to reduce the deficit to 1.
32. $82.
Yeah, that wasn't a
Archie
attempt for the
Self,
18s,
32.
but saw the plan, but the execution wasn't there.
Game shot on the fifth
The
leg,
execution
Archie
most
Self.
certainly is there for Archie Self. Draws it back to within 1 leg.
6 leg Dean to throw first. Game on.
Biggest leg of darts of the week for Dean Finn. He hasn't hidden the fact how much he's desperate to win a week here. He's managed this game terrifically well. He's been super solid around that 90 average.
60.
But the narrative of this match was, let's see how Archie Self reacts when he's down. Well, at 3-1 down, he was second favourite.
140.
He found his scoring boots on throw. Now he has to break the throw at Dean Finn.
Some really big, important passages of play coming up here.
100.
Leg 6. Is Dean Finn going to be able to get across the line, or can Archie keep finding that power scoring?
93.
I don't know about you, Laura, but I'm feeling the nerves myself for the pair of them. And let me tell you, to hit the dart as sweet as that
85.
first one there, 85 points will be really disappointing for him.
128.
Really effective with that switch over to the 18s.
Yeah, we saw a score of 162 earlier from him. He's just beginning to turn the screw. But what a dart that is. Surely there's more to come. Surely he's going to fill it up.
140. Archie 140.
This to level the match. Well, all Archie Self can do from this position, try and set up, make sure of that big single number.
100.
What an incredible climax to a fantastic series of Modus Super Series darts. And has it come down to this 116 finish for Dean Finn?
Well, we did say we thought this was a match that really could go the
42.
distance, and Archie Self
40.
has full control to make that happen. Should be a good guide. Needs to just bring it down.
20. Dean 74.
Incredible. Nobody expected that. We thought we were going the distance. And we know that Dean Finn will take his time on this. He doesn't want to take too much time. The 3 biggest darts for Dean Finn. He's had an 89 finish. He's had a 74 finish. And he sees that number again. What a dart that is.
$42.
Two match darts.
Yeah, supporters in the crowd had their head in their hands,
No
but
score.
Self can't get across the
32.
line.
The tension is palpable. He will not be rushed. The crowd can't take the pressure. Dean Finn for his biggest win. Champions Week is now complete. It's dazzling darts from Dean Finn, and look what it means to his family and friends. But just the quiet work for Archie Self, who's been the outstanding player of the night. It was just one match too far in the end, but many, many congratulations. He can't quite believe what's just happened. £5,000 and his biggest win of his career, and a place in Champions Week. Laura Turner, what a match, what a night of darts.
Yeah, and you have to admire the fact, Dean Finn said this was what was going to happen. There is the tail of the tape, the 80, just under 85 average for Dean Finn. Archie Self around the 80, dead on the 84 mark, but for me it's very much, the stats are irrelevant, it's all about the result. It was something that Dean Finn felt was written in the stars. It was the third attempt here, and it was third time lucky.
Laura, let me tell you, the emotion on the stage now is incredible. The realisation of what he's actually done there has just come to the fore. He can't quite believe it. We're going to try and hear from him right now. He's on the stage alongside Chris Murphy.
Yeah, Dean, you told me before the night started that if you won, there might be tears, and there are tears. Just try and sum up how you're feeling right now.
I tell you, Keegan Brown won a few weeks ago, and he bawled his eyes out, and I looked at it and I said, he's won so much, why is he crying? I understand now, and I haven't won as much as him, but Jesus.
It's incredible to see what it means to you. You've been here before, got close. Has that all sort of helped build up to this moment, the fact that you've been so close and not managed to have this moment?
To be honest, just all year, it just hasn't been going my way. And just every time I come into this building, I just do enough. And just, the last time, I don't feel like I've done enough. Even Danny smashed me in the last final, but I didn't feel like I played well all that week. This time I felt like I played well. And the first time I felt like I played well. And I threw away that semi-final the first time I was here against Andy Bolton. I was 3-0 up. He came back and he beat me 4-3. And I always felt like that was my week, even though I didn't get to the final that week. But Jesus, I don't know what to say.
There's not much you could have done about that final last time against Danny. Look, let's just have a word on your opponent as well. Archie Self, 16 years of age, through to the final. You saw what he was doing tonight as well. Did you know that you had to try and play your best to stop him?
To be honest, being 100% straight out, last night I played him, I knew I was through, he knew he was through. And I honestly said to myself, there's no pressure on me here, whether I win or lose. Because if I lose here, he's after beating me 2 times 1 week. And in my head, I know obviously not in Archie said, but in my head, there's no way someone is going to beat me 3 times in 1 week. So that's in my head coming out here. And as good as he is, like, he's so good. He's actually so good, it's annoying, to be honest. But, jeez, he just didn't leave me alone all week. He was battering me day in, day out. I don't know.
Look, you've been through it tonight. It's an emotional evening. I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but you've got to do it all again next week now because you're through to Champions Week.
To be honest, look, I said to my father before I came over, I said, if I qualify for Champions Week, I'm going to need 2 more days off work of these boys here. I don't know if my boss is watching, and Danny Van Tripe done the same thing to me. I don't know whether I'm going to lose my job or what, but I need 2 more days off next week, Jar. Just Thursday and Friday, that's all. Just, oh, please give me the 2 days off.
Look.
Murphy Larkin, anyone wants their doors we have good doors.
No relation, otherwise I would have a word. Look, what does it mean to you to be able to be at Champions Week, and what an end to the year as well? 2025, it could end in spectacular fashion.
To be honest, it's already ended in spectacular fashion because I've been so bad all year. Bar being here, I went to the World Cup with the Irish team. We had such a bad World Cup, men's-wise. The women won the World Cup, but on the men's team, we felt so. I was talking to the manager of the team, Chris Curran, during the week, texting him, and I said that took so much out of me because I just wanted it so much. As the team event, never went to singles or doubles. I wanted the team event so much, and none of us performed, and that upset me. And ever since then, I was on a downward slope. But the minute I walked into that door on Thursday, I threw my first dart out there in the practice round, and I just went, why does this feel so good, but everywhere else doesn't feel good?
Right, this next bit's going to feel good. You're finally going to have your moment. If you can make your way to the board for me, a couple of things to do, because first of all, I've got a medal to put around your neck. So I'll try and do that. And now, this is your moment. The Week 12, Series 12 winner is Dean Finn. One more. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Finn. You're good. I'll let you go and celebrate. Take it with you, it's fine. And we're going to hear more from Glenn Duran and Laura Turner at the other side of this break.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yeah. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion
We have a winner of week 12 in Series 12, and it is Dean Finn, who enjoyed an emotional victory over Archie Self in the final. A 4-2 success for Finn against the 16-year-old talent, and that is the final place at Champions Week secured. Laura and Glenn joined me to chat about what we've just witnessed, and in the end, he delivered what he promised, didn't he? First of all, he won. Second of all, he cried.
Yeah, it was kind of that moment, was it, when elation turned into realisation. He knew that he was coming back for Champions Week, but for me, it was all just about winning that title. It was a really emotional interview towards, at the end, and understandably so, because he talked about the disappointment of going to the World Cup, not being able to perform for his country in South Korea. But it's always great to hear that when players come into this Modus Super Series, when they come to the Live Lounge, that they just feel at home and they can produce their best, and that's what we saw from Dean Finn.
Yeah, show what it meant.
Yeah, honestly, the emotion at the end, I thought it was a fabulous interview. I mean, had a little bit of the funny side of things. So, for those 2 days off work, I need some internal doors. So Murphy's, if you're watching, yeah, I'll take it. But yeah, me and Laura just said, in the end, I'm glad he won, because the story at the end of the interview was brilliant. There, he held his nerve together. Archie Self has been the best player of the night. But what a story, what a dart. That's what it's all about. Then the emotion. That will live with him for a long, long time.
Yeah, and a family affair as well. Really, really special moments to share these with your nearest and dearest, and Dean, a couple of family over from Ireland to watch the moment happen.
Yeah, and you could see from their reactions, the missed darts at the double. You've got your head in your hands. It's generally it's very much harder to watch than it is to play at times, especially when you've got a loved one up there. But yeah, we saw emotion not just from Dean Finn in the end, but the rest of his supporters as well. And it just shows exactly how a win here can really just turn around your fortunes. And I think maybe this is that catalyst, that stepping stone that we get to see a little bit more from Dean.
Archie Self, what lesson has he learned in that final?
We asked the question, didn't we? We're trying to be greedy in a sense that I wanted to see how he reacted, and he reacted a bit like a 16-year-old would. There was a little bit of frustration there. But I'm a big believer in lessons learned. It sort of goes back to my old sort of housing days, and something that my manager once said to me, would you make that mistake again? He showed a couple of weaknesses, and the strength of the mindset of Dean as well. I think he picked up on that. I think he saw the element of frustration in Archie Self, but it doesn't take away that I've just watched a precocious talent that for the next 10, 20 years, I think we'll be saying his name. And he's got good family. He's got good management around. I've been speaking to his management as well tonight, and they're really excited for him. He's had a great week.
Yeah, something tells me that he may well feature in a Champions Week in the future here at the Modus Super Series, but it won't be the Series 12 one. But we can now give you the full lineup for it, because all of the weeks have been completed and won. Carl Wilkinson, Keegan Brown, who also shed a tear or two after victory, Neil Duff, David Paddock, Jensen Walker, David Evans, Jamie Owens, Tom Sykes, Derek Colston, Alex Small, Charlie Manby and Dean Finn make up the Series 12 Champions Week, and the groups are decided by who had the highest averages in those weeks. Now there's one slight caveat. David Paddock did have the highest average before this week anyway, but he forfeited his place in Group A, was unavailable to play in Group A, and therefore has to drop into Group C. Carl Wilkinson and Alex Small alongside him. Group B sees Neil Duff, Jamie Owens and Jensen Walker battle it out, and Dean Finn secures a Group A spot with Keegan Brown, Charlie Manby, Tom Sykes, David Evans and Derek Coulson. That starts on Monday, and it's quite a mouth-watering lineup, Glenn.
Yeah, it is. I'm just looking at Dean Finn in a sense that emotion, it can take a couple of days to come out of you. I can only sort of think of big tournaments that I've won, and where, for a few days later, he's got until Monday morning when all of a sudden he's back in here. But I think it looks a great week. I really do. And I think, once again, there's no real standout player that you can look at. And I think there'll be players looking at thinking, I like that group that I'm in, and I really fancy my chances next week. I can't wait for it to start.
Who's chances are you fancying looking at that?
Yeah, I agree with Glenn, because there's an argument to be made for absolutely everyone in the field. But for me, we spoke about it before, and I think just the way that Tom Sykes is playing, the confidence that he comes with when he comes to the Super Series, and he's had those near misses as well. He's almost got across the line. So for me, I'm looking at him, and I know Glenn's also mentioned the likes of Derek Coulson, but yeah, there's definitely arguments to be made for everyone.
Yeah, Derek Coulson got the better of Mark Durbridge in the Week 9 final and got himself through, Glenn, to a 5th successive Champions Week.
Yeah, his time is now, with such an emphasis, isn't there, on young players, and the highlight has been Archie this week, and of course there. But darts, you can be playing your best darts, and Derek's one of those stories where the older he's got, the better he's become, and I just think it's his time. Every time I watch him, he's minimum 95 average, and even when he's playing bad, he's got a good Group B as well. But some incredible moments this series.
Yeah, more emotion as well when Keegan Brown got the victory. And again, a player that's dropped off the tour and maybe didn't expect to find himself in this position. And I think that's the beauty of any week, but particularly Champions Weeks at the Super Series. You see players at very different stages and with very different motivations.
Yeah, the players that drop off, although they're no longer on the tour, it's to our advantage because we get to have them here at the Super Series. And Keegan is a perfect case in point. Going into next week, he's got an opportunity now, and as they all have, to pick up £25,000. It's a huge prize money for any player, and that could be again the catalyst that can see you going off and doing big things, away from the Super Series as well. It's definitely a big occasion for everyone involved.
I think Melora made a good point also. It seems a long time ago for Carl Wilkinson in Week 1. And I just think the players like the Derek Coulsons, the Tom Sykes, where they've won the week midway through the series. Now they've got time to prepare for it as well. And I think it is a huge advantage. When you think of what Dean's been through, I'd be amazed if Dean Finn is lifting the trophy next week because of the timing of the victory in there. And I just think, just the way it's all set, it's set up for one of those big names to win it.
Well, something incredible that has happened this series. No Group A winner has picked up a title. Does anyone want to win Group A next week?
It feels like a bit of a poison chalice. And actually looking at Dean Finn's name in Group A, he was only asking for 2 days off, wasn't he? He's now going to have to ask potentially for the whole week. So, yeah, it might just need a bit of rethinking there. But, Group A just hasn't gone. And, I mean, Mervyn King tonight didn't even pick up a leg after dominating Group A. But ultimately, these are the narratives that we make up. So I'm sure if someone can get through by Group A, they'll be happy enough.
Last player to do it, by the way, win Group A and win the week was a certain Derek Coulson, so that's an interesting one. Just a quick word on the day as a whole. Gemma Hayter earlier on today defending her WADC title.
My highlight was this afternoon. I went into their new names. I mean, I've worked on some women's series as well, and they shone. Sue Lowther in the first game looked ridiculously nervous. I thought she's just going to get walloped 4-0 by the 4-time champion of the world. And then we had that incredible conclusion. Gemma Hayter, Lisa Ashton went down to the last leg, the last dart. It was a terrific competition.
And then tonight, Dean Finn winning. And right at the start of the night, as we said, semi-final the first time I was here. The second time it was a final. He was true to his word, wasn't he?
He was indeed. And again, it's just showing progress and it's learning from what happened previously. You mentioned, there wasn't much that he could do in the final against Danny Van Tripe last time he was here, but he actually brought up the semi-final. He missed the opportunities in the semi-final. So again, coming back and doing better, what more can you ask for?
Glenn, finally, you're not with us next week, so you've got everything right this series, as you've so boastfully exclaimed yourself. So I'm not going to let you get away with not giving us a prediction for Champions Week. Who is going to take the title?
Well, my prediction is you're going to have a wonderful week of darts. I think Group A is going to really shine. I like the look of Group B. I'll be focusing on Jamie Owens as well. But that Group A has been the poison chalice. That's going to change next week because Derek Coulson is not only going to win Group A, he's going to go on to win the week. But darts and Modus Super Series will be the winner.
There we go. What a place to end it. Thank you very much, Laura. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for watching as well. And there's plenty coming up on Pluto TV here on the Modus Super Series Darts channel. The American Aces are going to have their throws dissected by our expert analysts. Champions Week gets underway at 9:30, of course. On Monday morning, next Saturday, it's Champions Night. Usual time, 7:30, and Monday the 1st of December. Do tune in for the start of the ADC Global Championship. Well, it was all about self in the build-up. The king was dethroned, but in the end, it was Finn who took the win.
It's a win for Wilkie! And another one for Yorkshire.
Keegan rolls back the years.
Neil Durr.
Will get a match start at the
Game
ball,
shot.
and there it is! Neil Durr.
David Pallett.
At long last, it's glory for David Pallett. Jensen Walker.
Young man are our champion.
David Evans.
And he finds tops.
Jamie
For a first weekly win.
Game shot and the match. It's an awesome fourth title for Tom Sykes.
Derek Coulson.
This is DC's universe.
Derek Coulson, 5-star performer.
Alex Small.
Heavenly from that Welshman.
Charlie Manby.
Big opportunity. Pop the cork.
And the match.
Champagne Charlie Manby.
Dean Finn. Champions Week is now complete.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes!
What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith!
And it is.
That shot wins week 6!
Maximum checkout.
He's done it!
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darton tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darton double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.